Following is a presentation of Radio Plus Video Sports.
Henschel from the Wildcat. Henschel now will get it in a head full of steam. There goes Henschel to the end zone. Touchdown right through the shoot mark.
Radio Plus Sports, a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association first place winner for best digital production in the state.
Delmacher rolling out to the left, flips the hips over the middle. He's got him! Brody Highland to the end zone! His second touchdown of the day!
In-depth interviews with coaches and players, sideline reports, in-depth analysis, and top-notch production.
With 6 seconds left on the clock, Gannon Schwartz, misdirection, goes out to the right. He's got a man in the end zone. Two-point conversion for the Vikings!
Radio Plus Sports, a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association multi-year first place winner for best play-by-play in the state.
In motion comes Neal. Play fake to Neal.
Got him.
Eli Mikulkevich down the field. Hauled in by the Cardinals.
Thanks to our Radio Plus Video Sports sponsors.
Edward Jones, Integrity Saw and Tool, Bauer Chiropractic, Bondi Family Dental,
Sargento Cheese, Len's Truck Center, Right Way Home Improvement, Taco Bell,
Addison Jones Real Estate, Holiday Automotive, Quest Interiors, Wisconsin Lighting Lab,
BCI Burke, Marion University, Fox Valley Savings Bank, Musa Sheet Metal,
Coal, Oil and Propane, Dufresne Moving and Storage, Marco Tax Service, Winnebago Lutheran Academy,
Bob's Pizza, AirTech, Silica for your home, The Wellness Way,
Fond du Lac Credit Union, Roush Insurance, Scotty's Auto Works, St. Mary Springs Academy,
Bristol Morgan Bank, New Medical Center, Verhaeg's Furniture Mart, Hopper's Silk Screen and Embroidery,
Smith Builders, National Exchange Bank and Trust, Brad Tagliapietra, American Family Insurance Agent, Everson Law Office,
Michaels Corporation, Aurora Healthcare, Vogel Family Dentistry, Anders Auto Parts, Schaefer Auto, Keller Buildings,
Surrower Family Dental.
Let's go live to the Radio Plus Sports broadcast booth.
A good Friday evening to you from Ray Dunn Field here in Mayville, Wisconsin. Jordan King and Justin Schwartzmiller with you here. It's Level 3 football, also known now as sectional final football, here between the Mayville Cardinals, the number 1 seed in this sectional, taking on number 2, Amherst, up here at Ray Dunn Field tonight. This is the Meadowcraft of Mayville pregame show. Justin, should be a good one here tonight. It feels like 36. 10 mile an hour sustained winds, 22 mile an hour gusts. We'll talk about this throughout the pregame show. Amherst obviously wings it around a lot more than Mayville does, but both of these teams run the football that travels well in weather like this.
Hard, gritty football teams that like to run the ball. A little bit more of a spread style offense out of Amherst, but these two teams are going to battle in the trenches tonight. Going to be hard to put the ball in the air, especially when you're going south.
Aiden Nerdahl, an 1,800-yard rusher. Landon Baker for the Cardinals, a 1,300-yard rusher. Two really good running backs here tonight that are a load to bring down. But for Mayville, their depth at the running back position, obviously we talk about it a lot with the wing T. Tanner Schneider's been great, was excellent last week against Winnebago Lutheran. Joe Promersberger can take it the distance every time he touches the football. The running game is really a mouth-watering prospect tonight.
Both teams are going to run the football. We reviewed it last week. Amherst always generally be an option style team. And me, what I'm thinking tonight is what we're going to see is maybe a little RPO game out of Amherst. They run a bit. Went back and watched some of their fun game.
This is the Meadowcraft of Mayville pregame show. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back with more right after this. Jordan King, Justin Schwartzmiller down on the field here at Ray Dunn. Stay with us.
Angling-only guide service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
At the Pioneer Keg, great food meets a fun atmosphere. Dive into their full menu featuring award-winning cheese curds and our homemade pizzas that are simply irresistible. Try the famous Brewmaster Challenge, where the food takes center stage. And if it's Friday, get ready for our amazing Friday fish fry. Check out our relaxed atmosphere, hang with friends, where everyone has a good time. Come thirsty, come hungry, and leave happy. The Pioneer Keg, 122 South Milwaukee Street, Theresa, Wisconsin.
From our initial consultation to the final closing, I'm with you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and seamless home selling experience. My goal is to make the home selling process smooth and worry-free. For a smooth and successful sale, contact Brock Fleischer at 920-960-0555 or visit WeSellWisco.com.
Municipal Well and Pump has helped communities and industries keep water running with expert well drilling, pump installation, and dependable maintenance. Our experienced team is committed, quality workmanship, and getting the job done right the very first time. When reliable water matters most, trust the name built on honesty, integrity, and experience. Municipal Well and Pump, delivering water you can depend on.
Happy fall, y'all. Hi, this is Jackie with All Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal, serving Dodge, Fond du Lac, Marquette, and Green Lake counties. Fall is a time for a whole home duct and dryer vent clean. Here's what I mean. Things off kilter? Might need a new furnace cleaning and a filter. Dust and dander? We'll take a gander. We are your home for the Coleman Equipment brand. Call 920-763-2301 or log on to allphasecomforts.com, providing your comfort zone for all seasons.
Hey, it's Bucky. Give us a call, and we'll clean your ducky.
The Metal Craft of Mayville pregame show continues here at Ray Dunn Field, getting you set for number 1 Mayville against number 2 Amherst. Amherst 10-1 on the season. Their only loss this year coming to Stratford in conference play. That was back in week number 7 for the Amherst Falcons. And Stratford, a number 2 seed in this Division 5 bracket as well, a quality opponent. We'll talk a little bit more about that game perhaps throughout this one. The big key from that, though, Justin, Aiden Nerdahl held to 55 yards rushing in that contest. And if you take away that particular game, he's averaging 180 yards on the ground. It's no mistake that that's the game that they lost, right?
For Mayville-wise, you have to take a look back at what Stratford did. They kept a good contain on the outside with the defensive linemen. So it's going to be keyed on Bronecki and Drinkwine to keep the edge tonight.
Pull up the offensive stats here. These two are very similar in terms of total yardage. Mayville, 358.6. 10 yards more, there's Amherst, 368.6. Both teams averaging right around 8-9 yards per play. Both teams with 50-plus touchdowns on the season. The big difference between these two, Justin, is the ability of the Falcons to throw the football. Now, Mayville hasn't had to this year, but they don't want to get into the situation where they would have to either.
They have the tight ends and the ability, if they can get into a play-action game. A little bit different. You got big size on the outside, which caused some problems. Amherst has got tall receivers. WIAA kind of exploited that out of Mayville's DBs last week. So Mayville's DBs got a little bit of a tall test today.
Obviously for Mayville, almost all of it for them coming on the ground. Obviously Amherst runs the football well. They haven't seen many teams. Stratford, obviously one team that runs it extremely well. They ran it for about 200 yards or more than that against Amherst. They're going to get a heavy dose of that tonight. See how good they are against the fakes of the wing tee.
The wing tee is, if you have the athletes and the offensive line to run it, which Mayville does, it works every time. But this is a defense that I don't think Mayville's been tested against, going against a defense like this season.
Another thing that we'll talk about here throughout the game and keep an eye on, we talked about the turnover battle last week against Winnebago Lutheran. Amherst this season has forced 21 turnovers compared to 14 for Mayville, so 7 more in that category. 2 per game, just about 2 per game for Amherst in turnovers. Winner of the turnover battle at this stage of the postseason usually wins the contest. We saw that last week against Winnebago Lutheran. We'll see if we come up against that here tonight. We're getting you set for the Mayville Cardinals and the Amherst Falcons here on the Metalcraft of Mayville pregame show. Coming up next, Justin caught up with Coach Scott Hilbert, and we'll hear from Coach Hilbert when we return. You're watching and listening here on Radio Plus Video Sports. Stay with us.
At Bernhardt Plumbing, true craftsmen are who we are. Providing customer satisfaction is what we do.
For new construction or remodeling projects, we cover the full spectrum of plumbing design, installation, and code compliance. Bernhardt Plumbing does it right down to the smallest detail.
Our experience with Bernhardt Plumbing has been absolutely fabulous. They are reliable, dependable, trustworthy, and professional.
Since 1954, a legacy of service, quality, and customer satisfaction.
Dedication, training, giving 100%. Back in Action proudly supports high school athletes on and off the field. From physical and occupational therapy, pre- and post-orthopedic surgery, to work and sports injuries. The staff at Back in Action is trained and dedicated to you and your recovery. Your personal care plan starts with a visit to Back in Action in Fond du Lac, Kewaskum, Mayville, and New Holstein. Back in Action, getting you back in the game. BackinActionRehab.com.
We are Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
Call PT Tire and Service in Brandon. The automotive experts. Beat the Wisconsin snowfall. Stay charged this winter. PT Tire and Service. Full service, batteries and wipers available on site. Call 920-346-TIRE. Put Christmas lights on your tree this holiday season, not your dashboard. Call PT Tire and Service to get those lights in the right place. Over 20 years in business and ready to service your automotive needs. PT Tire and Service, Brandon, 920-346-TIRE.
Join Ahern and build a better future. Ahern is a mechanical fire protection and fabrication contractor that's been doing business in the community for over 143 years. They're now hiring and typically recruit over 180 positions across the company. Trades, apprenticeships, office professionals, internships, and more. Log on aherncareers.com to learn about the company and the positions they're looking to fill. Build a better future for yourself and your community. Go Cardinals! From Ahern.
You've dreamt of the kind of home you want to live in for years. Now is the time to turn that dream into a reality. Quest Interiors has you covered with flooring, cabinetry, and countertops all in one place. From kitchens and bathrooms to family and bedrooms, bring your vision to life with professional installation. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Gather the gang for a meal at Leroy Meats, Horicon, Ripon, and Fox Lake. Perfect tailgating treats include the freshest cuts of beef, chicken, and pork, along with award-winning sausages and cheese. Remember to stop at the Fox Lake location, now bigger and better than ever to meet your needs. Leroy Meats also provides venison processing. For precise cuts and the tastiest products, hunters know to go to Leroy Meats. Find this week's lunch menu, coupons, and hours at LeroyMeats.com. Nobody beats Leroy Meats.
Metalcraft of Mayville sponsors our pregame show.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Radio Plus Video Sports. Back here with Coach Scott Hilbert. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
Coach, let's go start with last week in Level 2. Took down Winnebago Lutheran Academy 28-21. What can you guys take away from that game coming into this week?
That we can play a good, hard, physical football game and be able to come out on top. To say that we were tested is an understatement, and we kind of expected it to be that way. Having played them already earlier in the year, we know the physical nature that they play with, and when you have a fast, elusive athlete like Anna Schwartz playing behind a line like that, and that's a tough matchup. And on top of that, their receivers came in and balled out. They played exceptionally well. So we had a lot going against us, but we were prepared. When we came into the game, we said, we're going to take hard shots early on. We're going to find ourselves in uncomfortable positions, and we have to remain persistent and just make sure that we have a game in the fourth quarter. And we felt if we could get to the fourth quarter and the game was tight, that we would have an opportunity to win.
Can you say about the resiliency of that group? Obviously, probably not the way you guys thought the game may go. It was a tight scoring game. I know you guys battle back and forth, or a tight scoring game earlier in the season. You're tied at half. What can you say about the group of guys, turning over the ball a couple times, but you guys getting the ball back, playing well offensively?
Well, I mean, it's in preparation, and this goes back from a long time ago. When they're working hard, preparing for the season, you earn that trust in each other. And when a team has that, and they got trust in each other, and they have trust in their staff, and vice versa, when you have your backs against the wall, you're able to lean on each other, and that's what our guys have right now. We haven't been tested that much this year, and we haven't been put in compromising situations, so that's always a little bit of a worry. As a coach, we always ask, how are they going to respond? But we saw it the first time we played WLA, when we were tied at half and we had to come out and we had to grind and do whatever it took to come out on top. And the same thing happened to them this time. And that just, it just shows the character of the team.
Coach, coming on to this week, you take on Amherst, a real dual threat team, a quarterback that's thrown for over 1,400 yards and a running back that's got over 1,800 yards. What defensively are keys for you guys this week?
For the first time, we're going to see option ball, some true option ball. I don't think Amherst runs it as exclusively as they used to. They do some other things with their backs, but they're dual threat. I mean, the running back, he's a talented runner, so is the quarterback. The quarterback's got a strong arm, and he has receivers to throw it to. So there's matchup problems all over the place. Like any other week, we just prepare the same. Just make sure our guys know what to expect, know where to align, what kind of keys they're looking at, and how to attack it. And as with anything else, we got to protect the ball. We have to limit big plays. Getting a turnover too would be nice. But ultimately, we just have to make sure that it's a tight game in the fourth quarter, and we'll give ourselves an opportunity to come out on a win.
Coach, another week at Ray Dunn. Is that big for you guys to have that home field advantage against Amherst tonight?
Yeah, of course it is. Ray Dunn is a great place. We get a lot of support from our fans, our community. They take really good care of us. They take really good care of the field, as you see every week. It's a special place to be for our kids and for our community, and we love to play in front of our fans, and we cherish every moment. We have a lot of gratitude.
Coach, how's the health of the team?
We're actually sitting pretty good. We're down Devin Wendorf. Unfortunately, he's not down. He's on our team. He's playing through, but he's got a shoulder that's kind of holding him up a little bit. It's probably holding me up more than it's holding him up. I trust the kid's heart. I trust his brain. I don't trust his shoulder all that much. But aside from that, we're sitting pretty good for this time of year. We're very fortunate.
Coach, got anything else you'd like to add?
Nope, just thanks a lot. We appreciate you guys coming out one last time at Ray Dunn and showing our team. We appreciate it.
Hopefully Jordan and I can have a chance to chat with you after the game on Friday. It's been Coach Scott Hilbert with Justin Schwartzman on the pregame show on Radio Plus Video Sports. Back after this.
Meadowcraft of Mayville sponsors our pregame show.
Say you're looking for the perfect present. You might try looking at the perfect place. A place with gifts that light up a face as well as a room. Where it's easy to find the brands they'll love and the advice you trust. That place is your local Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock. With service so good, it's guaranteed.
This holiday season, shop Mayville Ace Hardware and get the perfect gift for everyone on your list. At Mayville Ace Hardware, we help make your holiday gifts memorable.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This winter, make your home the coziest place in town with Surefire Heating and Air Conditioning. For 3 generations, the Surefire family has been serving Wisconsin homes, bringing warmth and comfort to your families just like yours. As the temperatures drop, trust the company that's been in the business of keeping homes warm for over 75 years. This is Tom Schwartz with Surefire. Call us today and ask about our rebates that can help you save big on your comfort this coming winter. Visit us at surefireinc.com.
Computer troubleshooters of Fond du Lac and Dodge County, providing a full variety of services such as cybersecurity protection for business and residential, password and authentication management, virus removal, device repair, and all support in between. They also sell new and used computers and laptops. Computer troubleshooters, offering pickup, drop-off, and remote support. Computer troubleshooters, your trusted technology experts at 322-8566. That's 322-8566. Log on ctfdl.com.
A life in motion is a life well lived. At every age and every stage, we help you do more of the things you love. To keep you moving, to keep you achieving, to keep you striving. At Aurora Healthcare, we make care easier and more accessible than ever.
At the Pioneer Keg, great food meets a fun atmosphere. Dive into their full menu featuring award-winning cheese curds and our homemade pizzas that are simply irresistible. Try the famous Brewmaster Challenge, where the food takes center stage. And if it's Friday, get ready for our amazing Friday fish fry. Check out our relaxed atmosphere, hang with friends, where everyone has a good time. Come thirsty, come hungry, and leave happy. The Pioneer Keg, 122 South Milwaukee Street, Theresa, Wisconsin.
At Mayville Savings Bank, we're a bank that is here for you, helping you save money instead of piling on service fees. We still take walk-ins, no appointment necessary. We're a bank where your loan is a local decision, with friendly employees that still answer our phones. A bank that offers online and mobile banking. We're a bank where you're our best interest. Bank at the bank you own. Mayville Savings Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, welcome back here to the Radio Plus broadcast booth from Mayville High School. Glad to have you along here. It's Level 3 action. As I said, it also called a sectional final now. The winner of this is a sectional champion. They move on to quote-unquote state. Obviously, Level 4 is great and all, but the real state is going down to Camp Randall, punching your ticket to a state championship game. But they did make that change. I believe it was last year officially when they made this the sectional final to kind of align it with the other sports. Justin, we talked about some of the leaders for the Amherst Falcons. When it comes to running the football, we talked about Aiden Nerdahl already. 1,839 yards rushing, 34 touchdowns this season. Michael Glodowski, over 1,400 yards passing. That would lead the Flyway Conference by a large margin. 16 touchdown passes. His top target, Sully Perkins, 786 yards receiving for the Amherst Falcons that you see right there. 9 touchdowns for Perkins. And then Aiden Nerdahl, if he doesn't do enough on offense, he's their best defensive player as well, 72 tackles. He's accounted for a couple of turnovers. He's been in the backfield as well. And then Sully Perkins, Logan Hintz, 3 interceptions apiece. It's a really good defensive team to go along with a really efficient offense. That's why they're playing in Level 3.
What we didn't mention about Glodowski is he's also rushed for just under 600 yards this season.
Yeah.
A typical dual-threat quarterback, so he's got 2,000 yards from scrimmage, and he's going to be fun to watch. He's a key player on this Amherst team. You say everything about Nerdahl. He's just a junior as well.
Yeah.
Hey, they're going to have one more year of at Amherst with him.
Yeah, it is incredible. And where Amherst has 2 really good rushers, Mayville has probably 5. Here are the team leaders for the Cardinals, and you don't see Emerson Middlestad's rushing or his passing statistics. Just doesn't throw the football that much. But Landon Baker, almost a 1,400-yard rusher, 19 touchdowns. Tanner Schneider, Joe Promersberger have been great out of those wings. And then Owen Steger on both sides of the football. He was a unanimous first-team pick in the Flyweight Conference on both sides of the football in the trenches. Jerry Bromley had a great year. And then, talking about Emerson Middlestat, Joe Promersberger, they're going to have to stand up in the secondary. They have a couple of picks this season as well. It's going to be an important task on both sides of the football. What is maybe a key tonight for Mayville if they're going to come away here with a level 3 victory?
I think you have to find a way to get the ball to Joe Promersberger in space. I saw right there they just threw him a deep ball, and I don't think I've ever seen him go out on a route, let alone any. And that's the thing. You got to put a little wrinkle in here. Throw something that Amherst didn't see on film. Also, I think that Emerson Middlestat running the football tonight would be key. He doesn't run it a ton. He pops off some big runs. He's had a couple 50-yard runs this season. Get him in space. Get him to use what Ryan Clark did, where he hides the ball on his hip. Find a way to get off the edge.
They've used that a lot more recently, haven't they? This is the Metalcraft of Mayville pregame show. Let's take another time out. They're going to have the national anthem and starters here in the stadium. And we'll come back and give you the starters on the broadcast as well when we return. It's the number 1 Cardinals and the number 2 Falcons on Radio Plus Video Sports.
Let me get you in this used car. There's a bunch of...
Yeah, that's what it feels like at most used car dealerships. Pushy sales tactics, pressure, and no peace of mind.
Schaefer Auto makes buying a car simple and safe with every vehicle inspected, backed by warranty options, and easy financing that fits your budget so you can get approved online and drive home with confidence. Schaefer Auto, no tackles, no pressure, just the right car for you.
Thank you for your continued support over the past 50 years. At Verhaeg's Furniture Mart, we're honored to have been voted by you to be the best of the best mattress store in the Fond du Lac area for 2024.
Our mission is to bring the best in bedding comfort, technology, and support to the Waupun area.
We've partnered with top brands like Tempur-Pedic, Puffy, Scott Living, Sealy, and Nectar to offer you the ultimate sleep experience.
Free delivery to Waupun and the surrounding area. See store for details.
Come shop at Verhaeg's.
At Bernhardt Plumbing, true craftsmen are who we are. Providing customer satisfaction is what we do.
For new construction or remodeling projects, we cover the full spectrum of plumbing design, installation, and code compliance. Bernhardt Plumbing does it right down to the smallest detail.
Our experience with Bernhardt Plumbing has been absolutely fabulous. They are reliable, dependable, trustworthy, and professional.
Since 1954, a legacy of service, quality, and customer satisfaction.
Happy fall, y'all. Hi, this is Jackie with All Phase Heating, Cooling, and Geothermal, serving Dodge, Fond du Lac, Marquette, and Green Lake counties. Fall is a time for a whole home duct and dryer vent clean. We'll take care of what can't be seen. Removing dust? For us, that's a must. And a reminder, get on a furnace maintenance plan now so your home is clean and cozy this fall and winter. We are your home for the Coleman Equipment brand. Call 920-763-2301, providing your comfort zone for all seasons.
Hey, it's Bucky. If you're lucky, we'll be faster than a Derby from Kentucky.
We return here on the Metalcraft of Mayville pregame show. The Mayville Cardinals and the Amherst Falcons in sectional championship action. Let's start with the starters for Amherst. In the trenches offensively, number 50 is Judah Cole, 6'3", 205-pound senior. Number 60 is Jesse Blanker, a 6', 190-pound junior. 66 is Gibson Kenyon, 6'2", 240-pound senior. Number 69 is Rowan Reichenbach, 6'1", 280-pound junior. And number 79 is Logan Glodowski, 6'3", 330. He is a senior. A couple of options out wide. Number 2 is Cannon Hodges, 6'1", 185-pound senior. Sully Perkins, their leading receiver, number 4, 6'2", 165. He's a senior as well. Callan Lusich is a 5'11", 150-pound junior, and Dylan Cook is a 5'5", 145-pound senior. Aiden Nerdahl is the running back, 6'1", 200 pounds, that stereotypical, prototypical running back size. He's a junior, and it's all led by number 10, Michael Glodowski, the 6', 180-pound senior quarterback. For the Mayville Cardinals, it's their offense as well. They're in the trenches. Number 54, Wes Teeters, 6'1", 250. He was a second-team all-conference player. Number 56, Kellen Schaefer, 6'1", 220-pound junior. He was also a second-team all-conference player, albeit on the defensive side of the football. Number 61, Colton Carpenter, 6'2", 205. He's a senior. Number 68 and 75 are Owen Stager and Jerry Bromley. Those two seniors, both unanimous first-team all-conference players. And then Colin Ehlers, number 72, 6'5", 265 junior offensive lineman. That's 6 offensive linemen, which you get in the wing T. The tight end is Tate Drinkwine, number 87, 6'4", 205. He's a senior, second-team all-conference tight end. And the runners in the wings, number 3, Joe Promersberger, 6 foot, 180-pound junior. Number 6 is Tanner Schneider, 6 foot, 160-pound sophomore. And it is all on the legs of Landon Baker, their leading rusher. I shouldn't say all of it, but most of it. They really lean on Landon Baker. He's the senior, 5'10", 180-pound running back. He runs much bigger than that. And it's their quarterback, number 12, Emerson Middlestat, 6'1", 150-pound senior that has really rounded into his – he has really rounded into form here, Justin. Over the course of this season, he's made this team his own, much like Ryan Clark did last year.
I think they've given a little bit more space, too. They kind of opened up the offense for him a little bit. They let him start running the ball in the latter half of the season. We saw it a little bit that Amro game that you and I covered together. He started to get the football a little bit more out in space, pick up some good runs. He's got an ability. He's a tall, lanky kid, super athletic. You can see he's a defensive back. He's their tallest defensive back they got on their team. He can't. When he has the ball in space, he can make guys miss, and he's a key tonight for them to be able to get a little bit of a wrinkle in their offense that Amherst hasn't seen.
Absolutely agree on all fronts there. We're just about ready to kick this thing off. Once again, Metalcraft of Mayville, our pregame sponsor. They're also the sponsors of our first quarter here. You see the Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard there as well. Appreciate all of our sponsors up and down the line making this broadcast possible for the Mayville Cardinals, trying to punch their ticket to level 4. They're no strangers to this, Justin. And, sometimes I think, not all of these guys were in the program. Not all of these guys were contributors. In fact, none of them, or very few of them, were contributors to either of their state title or state championship game runs. But I do think it rubs off on a program, on a community. You've seen that ever since Coach Scott Hilbert has gotten back here. These lights aren't too bright for the Mayville Cardinals when they get to this time of the season. Here's a kick, and it goes to number 4, and a return to the far side out to about the 25-yard line. That's Sully Perkins, the leading receiver. A decent return for him out to the 25-yard line, and that's where the Falcons will start their first drive.
Paxton Decker picks up the first tackle of the game. The special teams, you see, he'll get in every once in a while on defense. If Landon Baker needs a break, he will cover him in that middle linebacker position. But one of those sophomores on this team that comes in at good times in special teams.
This is one of 4 games going on in Division 5 elsewhere. Number 1, Grantsburg. Number 2, Northwestern. Number 1, Tomahawk. Number 2, Stratford. And 1-3 matchup between Lake Country Lutheran and New Glarus. All right, let's play football. And Glodowski is redirecting traffic here on the first play of the ball game. 2 receivers to the top with Nerdahl in the backfield and a receiver to the bottom of the screen. Here's the give to Nerdahl on the left side, and he picks up a chunk and nearly able to step out of the arm tackle of Emerson Middlestat, and he picks up a strong 5.5 yards on first down.
Very similar to what we saw at WIAA, the read option style offense from Amherst. You see that ends crashing. They're going to keep the ball or hand it off. Glodowski runs this style of offense to perfection. And the couple games I went back and watched, him and Nerdahl in the backfield is quite a dangerous duo.
So 2nd down and 5 from the 30-yard line for the Amherst Falcons. 2-man go in motion. That's an illegal shift, and it's blown up in the backfield, and there's the ball got loose. It ended up being a keeper from Glodowski. Once again, we talked about the fakes for Mayville. That was a good fake by Glodowski. He got me. And we'll see. This ended up being a loss of 2 yards. See if Mayville just decides to decline this. I would imagine they would.
Let's see what they say. I mean, it makes it 3rd and probably 6, maybe 7. Yep, they're going to take it and send them back 5.
It may have been whistled as a pre-snap penalty because they didn't even consult Coach Hilbert there. So they're going to whistle it as a pre-snap shift penalty. So did not give Mayville the option, and it's 2nd down and 10. So from that perspective, maybe a little benefit there for Amherst, as that play was pretty ugly from the get-go. So it's 2nd down and 10 after we re-rack this for 2nd down, and it's now Amherst behind the sticks. They're going to throw for the first time tonight. Nice pass out to Sully Perkins, and Perkins able to bring it in out wide and pick up about 7.
Right there you're going to see something that Mayville may struggle with all night. Quick hitters, but put it up for Sully Perkins. He's a taller receiver. He puts it where only his guy can get it. Mayville doesn't have a lot of height at that defensive back position. They're going to attack that.
And from a Mayville perspective, you start to creep up on those. A double move for a guy like Perkins, and he can go the distance as he's shown over the course of the season. So 3rd down and short for this very good rushing Amherst team, and the give is to Nerdahl right up the middle.
And he spins forward. He's going to have just enough. They're going to give him forward progress out to the 35. And the ball just had to get there. First down for the Falcons on their first drive. Got it down to 3rd and short. Picked up the yard that they needed, Justin.
A good run by Nerdahl. Just kind of buried his head, went up the middle. It's similar to what we're going to see out of Landon Baker today when he gets the ball. But right there for Mayville, you had a chance to get him in the backfield, and you see why Nerdahl's got as many yards as he does. He just powers through and picks up that hard-fought yard.
Averages 10.7 yards per carry on the season. So every time he touches the football, it's usually a first down, and that's the case there. He's going to have it on the near side, and he's stacked up after a pickup of about 3.5 or 4. So a better job that time. I would say so far, even on that first 5-yard carry, Mayville's done a nice job to just bottle it up here. And we'll see how Amherst reacts to a really big offensive line that Mayville has. We talked about Amherst's size. Not many teams out there with the size of Mayville either.
It's a good job by Mayville there just to contain him and keep Nerdahl out from going to the outside. They're doing a good job of keeping him between the tackles. They have a better chance when he's between the tackles than when he's out in space.
So it is 2nd down and 6 after the first down pickup of 4. And Glodowski is in the shotgun, has a couple of tight ends. He's going to give it to Nerdahl, and he's going to fight forward, run over Brunecki, and it's going to be 3rd and short yet again. This is just what Amherst likes to do. I mean, obviously they've hit a ton of big plays this year, Justin, but they're content. 4 yards, cloud of dust, every 3 plays, that's a first down.
And it's the same thing as Mayville.
Yeah.
The option styles offense, the veer, the wing tee, they all kind of do the same thing. They don't really care about getting 10 yards, 20 yards. They obviously love their big plays, but they're driven with 4 or 5 yards at a crack.
First possession of the ball game here for Amherst as they got the opening kickoff, and they've got 1 first down and staring another one right in the face here on 3rd down and about 1.5 yards. Here's Glodowski, first carry for him, straight up the middle, and the QB draw, and that's another first down for Amherst on the first carry of the night for Michael Glodowski.
That's a little QB draw, QB blast, whatever you want to call it. Had a huge hole right up the middle. Pretty easy for him to pick up at least 5 for the first down.
So ball sits just at the 50-yard line, so next play, any positive gain, and Amherst will be into Mayville territory for the first time tonight. Owen Stager, a first-team unanimous pick at defensive tackle. He's in there along with Kellen Schaefer. 2 really good DTs. And another negative play here for Amherst, and it's a false start. So first down and 15.
If I remember correctly, that was the right call. I think Jesse Blenker got a little bit of a head start as the outside tackle on this near side. Just got a little bit out in front. Maybe that's what Mayville needs. They get them into that 1st and 15, but you see that Amherst, the offensive line, is giving holes just like we see out of Mayville. Isn't what we expected, because this is a very big team, and they've always been a very good offensive team in all of their history.
Amherst averaging about 38 points, if my memory serves me correctly. They've only been held in the 20s twice this year. One was in the loss to Stratford, and the other one was a 1-score win against WIAA Fremont earlier this season. Here's Nerdahl. He's cut down in the backfield. Nice play on that far side. First man there was Kevin Keller. He didn't make the tackle, but he made the play.
Kept him inside. He made him cut back a little bit, but just got enough of his feet to trip him up and loses a yard. A tackle for loss for Kevin Keller, and makes it 2nd and 16.
First negative play that's not a penalty that we've seen. But obviously, as we've mentioned a couple of times, Mayville hasn't seen a team that can throw the football like this and get themselves out of these types of situations like WLA was able to last week. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom, and it's going to be a straight drop here for Michael Glodowski. Going to go down the seam. That's a great throw, and he's got Perkins. Sully Perkins inside the 30, inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. And there is a flag laying in the backfield. So hold the phone.
And it's holding, and it's the right call. But right there, you just pick apart his own defense. You run the cover 3, and it's in deep thirds, and it was pretty easy. You had Perkins on that in the middle seam, and you had somebody open on the wide side. But now you get a 10-yard penalty to make it 2nd and 26, and now you're really in throw-the-ball territory.
Would have been Sully Perkins. Would have been right about 31 yards on the pickup. But as you said, Justin, now second down and 26. And if you're Amherst, got to just pick up some of this here on second down and set up a third and probably still long, but more manageable than what they got right now. And that seam is what gave them Mayville trouble against WLA with the tight ends last week. Here is Glodowski, and that's the pitch to the far side. A nice pitch to Cal Lusich, but he only picked up a couple as Mayville, once again, pursuit to the ball was excellent.
Little triple option with a wide receiver option on that one. Lusich doing the coming off the outside and just getting into the option. The pitch was right on the money, but Mayville did a good job flocking to the football, making the tackle, only let him pick up a couple.
You know, you just saw Owen Stager yet again. He was out there on that play, and not many defensive tackles have the athleticism to get out there. He was the guy that got held on that previous play as well. Worth noting, the All-State man was in on that play. Joe Promersberger here has coverage on Sully Perkins at the bottom of the screen. Big play here. It's third down and a mile. They're going to go deep, do the Falcons. This one's thrown up. It's going to be a chance for Promersberger. He's got a pick, his third of the season, and Joe Promersberger turns the Falcons over. Might have served as a punt of sorts anyways with third and long. Glodowski threw it up. He got hit as he did, and Promersberger tracked the ball expertly for the first turnover of the game.
Find a way to get your best athlete involved. Joe Promersberger on the outside. We worried about the Mayville defensive backs against these receivers of Amherst. Well, I guess we were wrong to start. Promersberger picks up his third pick of the year.
As I mentioned, from an Amherst perspective, probably the coaching staff says give yourself a chance to at least get the first down. If nothing else, you're probably punting on fourth down and almost certainly punting on fourth down in what would have been about 18 yards. So it serves in that respect if you're trying to look at it glass half full from an Amherst perspective. But Mayville able to keep the Falcons off the board, the high-flying Falcons, on their first drive. Here goes Landon Baker straight up the middle. He's cut down after a pickup of about 3 out to the 32-yard line. Oh, they're going to give him the 33, so make it a pickup of 4, second down and 6.
And what you're going to see, Mayville's going to try to get 4 or 5 yards. They don't want, they have the ability to break stuff open, but that's when they get the wingbacks involved. Landon Baker doesn't have that breakaway speed that those wingbacks have on this team.
Second down and 6, and they're content to bleed time off, much like last week against WLA, and keep the ball out of Glodowski and Nerdahl's hands. Here goes Baker. There's a massive hole for Landon Baker. Baker breaks it free into the second level and slips once he's into Amherst territory, and he rolls a couple of times and hope he's okay. Looked like maybe the worry there is that you hyperextend something when you slip. It looks like he's all right, but that was a big-time pickup up to the plus 38 for the Cardinals for Landon Baker.
Baker just fouled his blockers up the middle of the field, had everybody getting to the second level. Wingback Tanner Schneider getting up to the safety, blocking him and giving a good lane for Landon Baker to get all the way down to about the 40 or 36-yard line.
29 yards on the pickup for Landon Baker, and he's right back to work. No, it's going to be Promersberger on the pitch on this near right side, and Promersberger able to pick up a couple down to the 36, and it's second down and 8.
What we saw from Mayville last week is in their first couple drives, they didn't get their wingbacks involved a little bit. It was kind of Landon Baker the whole time. Have to find a way to get the ball into a Schneider's hands. Even maybe Kevin Keller, he had that explosive kick return last week. These guys have the ability to have that breakaway speed, and Amherst has obviously got athletes on their team on both sides of the ball. Mayville has to find a way to get to the second level with blocking.
It's real impressive. I mean, you look out there and you look at Aiden Nerdahl, and you just, that's a middle linebacker if I ever saw one. Here goes Landon Baker. He's a middle linebacker too, by the way, and he just ran over a man in the secondary for Amherst, and it's another first down. A couple of carries for Landon Baker, and he's got a couple of first downs, and just like that, the Cards inside the 25 down to the 24, Justin.
Baker listed at 5'10" and 185 pounds, and it is probably the most
hard to believe.
The 5'10" is very hard to believe because I'm 5'9", and every time I do an interview with him, he's shorter than me. So a generous 5'10", but he runs like he's 6'3", 260.
Yeah, he's just so impressive with the football. He's got it again, trying the left side, cuts back to the right. He's got a big hole, race to the end zone. Can he get there? Dives, he's in! 24 yards to the house. Landon Baker has Mayville up 6-0 on the Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard.
Landon Baker drive of, well, probably his career to start the playoffs. I mean, level 3 gets all the blocking in the world, finds a good cutback hole, slips through a little wimpy arm tackle at the end there and cuts around Hintz, trips himself up, but dives and scores from 24 yards out.
That was great ball security at the end on the strip attempt that time in the secondary there by Hintz. And Baker's got his 20th touchdown of the season, and the PAT is good from Milsna, and it's 7-0. The Cards lead. Let's take a timeout. You're watching Cardinals and Falcons on Radio Plus Video Sports.
Keller, building trust since 1960.
A 71-yard touchdown drive for the Mayville Cardinals, and 3 big plays, all made by their star running back, Landon Baker, on that first drive. So after Amherst has the football, a couple of penalties really in large part stall that drive, Justin, and Mayville doesn't make any mistakes on theirs. They lead at 7-0. This one's over the head of Perkins, and that one's going to be a touchback. And I think that's, if Milsna can do that, that's obviously going to be the best result. You got Nerdall back there along with Perkins. You don't want either one of those guys to touch the ball any more than they need to here tonight.
No, you don't want either one of them to touch the football. Well, let's go back to that drive from Mayville. What an effort on the offensive line. The holes that Landon Baker had on all 3 of those big runs. He had all kinds of room to cut back, make the safeties miss. His wingbacks were getting up in the secondary. Drinkline was doing a good job keeping off people out on the edge. They win when they win up front, and they won that drive handedly up front.
So what does Amherst have their second time around? Once again, ball starting inside their own 25 at their own 20. Second drive for them. Both of them have started inside their own 25. And Glodowski keeps on first down, picks up 6. Nice run for him.
Yeah, almost fumbled the snap, too. It was an odd snap that kind of handcuffed him a little bit on just a simple QB draw, and he'll pick up 6. And that's the ability of Michael Glodowski. He can run, he can throw, something that Mayville's going to have to key on all day.
He averages 5.6 yards per tote. He's got 8 touchdowns this season. Mentioned it in the pregame show. 43 rushing touchdowns this season for Amherst. So it's not all Nerdall, although most of it is, 34 of them. But if it's not him, it's usually Glodowski. There's not much else in the running game for the Falcons. Here is Nerdall going to try the left side. He's got a couple of blockers, but that time ran into his own blocker, stepped through an arm tackle of Keller, and here goes Nerdall. Can anyone catch him? I'm not sure. 30, 25, 20. Nerdall is gone, no flags. That is a 74-yard touchdown run for Aiden Nerdall, and you'll see him here run into the back of one of his blockers, and Keller just could not bring him down.
Yeah, and he just ran right through him, man. It wasn't like it was a wimpy arm tackle from Keller. He just hit him right in the shins, and when you get a guy that's 6'1" and 200 pounds and can move his legs like that, it's hard to tackle him.
So Amherst a PAT away from tying this thing up. They do have, half a dozen or so two-point conversions on the season, does Amherst. So they have gone for 2 on occasion. With obviously Nerdall and Glodowski in this terrific running attack, you can understand why. Just the one this time, a good snap, good hold, but it is wide left. And so Mayville retains the lead on that Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back with more right after this on Radio Plus.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, third generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one O-ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
So we return here to Ray Dunn Field. Big play by Aiden Nerdahl. You see him there on the sideline catching his breath. He ran at 74 yards, housed it. What we thought was going to tie the game, Justin, you saw a little high on the snap maybe contributing to that missed kick.
Yeah, it just threw off the timing of the kicker, Tyler Loken, and just hooked it a little bit wide left.
Here's Joe Promersberger. He does have a kick return touchdown on the season. Came back in week 1. Not this time, though. Only gets out to the 28-yard line. That's where Mayville will start their second drive.
Now, he was stuck by Talon McCormick, too. Hit him pretty well right in the shins and threw him up. Now we'll see if this Mayville offense can do what they did on that last drive. Continue to keep the ball on the ground, kill some clock, find a way to, that last drive they had was probably around 5 minutes, I would say, 4.5 minutes. The more clock they kill, the more possession they have, the better off they will be. Because the big playability of Amherst getting taken away makes life easier defensively.
Certainly. Nerdahl on the sideline at the moment. You just saw a shot, great shot there from our camera crew. And so backup linebacker in there right now. Here goes Joe Promersberger around the left side. Right side, and Promersberger has himself a first down, pickup of 11 on the first play of the drive out to the 39-yard line. That's what you said in the pregame. Get Joe Promersberger the football a little bit more often. You almost wonder if down the stretch they felt like maybe they could keep Joe Promersberger under wraps for a game such as this. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Coach Hilbert would probably say I am. But obviously he's got that home run hitting ability to match what Nerdahl just did, doesn't he?
They say that he is the best athlete on this football team, and you see it when he has the ball in space. Got to find a way to keep getting the ball in his hands.
So first down and 10. Here is Tanner Schneider. Had an excellent game a week ago on this type of run. Cuts up field and picks up 3.
Simple wingback dive. Mayville picks up 3 on it, and they do like to run that with Schneider more than Promersberger between the tackles.
Yep.
Promersberger, they try to get him out in space.
Why not?
Yeah, I would probably want him to be out in space as well.
Second down and 7 upcoming here for the Mayville Cardinals. So a couple of wingback runs here to start this second drive for Mayville. See if they go back to their bell cow, Landon Baker. Man in motion is Promersberger. Pitch. Promersberger lead blocker for Baker. He's going to cut straight upfield, get out to the 48-yard line. It's going to be third down and a yard. This will be interesting to me here, Justin, because they did struggle from third and short at the start of the game against WLA. Got better as the game wore on, certainly, but they turned the ball over on downs on that first possession.
Yeah, this is to just give the ball to 24 and let them run it straight up the heart of the. Yeah, I mean,
haven't shown that they can stop them yet, right?
Yeah, Mayville's offensive line has been winning. Run the ball at the middle. I mean, just get the ball to 24 is the way I'll say it on 3rd and 2.
They're going to do just that. There goes Landon Baker. Can he get there? Yes, he will. Nice push at the end from Kellen Schaefer as well. Looked like Baker might have been stacked up at the 49, would have been reliant on a spot, but then number 56 comes in, pushes him across for that extra yard. First down for the Mayville Cardinals.
That last 6 weeks, we've seen a lot of Kellen Schaefer. In the beginning of the season, I think he was hurt a little bit. We didn't get him a lot of it. He really picked up his game defensively. Kind of one of those unsung heroes we don't see or talk about a lot on that offensive line.
You know, Jerry Bromley, we mentioned his name as the unanimous first-team all-conference offensive lineman. Here goes Tanner Schneider on the left side, picks his way through a couple of tackles and picks up 4 into Amherst territory. It's second down and 6. He's the center for the Mayville Cardinals. He's got a big task here tonight going up against Logan Glodowski, 6'3", 330 on the nose tackle on the other side of the field. For Jerry Bromley, not only do you got to have a good snap in this wing T offense, get your hands up then and look out for 330 coming right down the pike.
It's a 140-pound difference, by the way. Jerry Bromley is 190 pounds, not your prototypical offensive lineman.
And by the way, over the course of the season, I know I'm guilty of this, probably not saying Jerry Bromley's name enough in terms of a first-team all-conference player. Here goes Joe Promersberger around the right side, and much like his last run, this one picks up a first down and nets about 9 yards on the carry. But to the credit of Jerry Bromley, if you're a center and we don't have to say your name, it's probably a good thing from a broadcasting perspective, because so often we talk about low snaps, high snaps. You don't get that, and obviously they're not in shotgun very often, but we don't see any missed exchanges, from a Mayville perspective. Mayville fans all over I just heard it, Mayville fans all over the area knocking on wood here tonight. All right, that's going to end the first quarter, presented to you by Metalcraft of Mayville. Let's take a time out. It's 7-6 on the Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard. Mayville leads by 1 against the Falcons. Back after this.
Join Ahern and build a better future. Ahern is a mechanical fire protection and fabrication contractor that's been doing business in the community for over 143 years. They're now hiring and typically recruit over 180 positions across the company. Trades, apprenticeships, office professionals, internships, and more. Log on aherncareers.com to learn about the company and the positions they're looking to fill. Build a better future for yourself and your community. Go Cardinals! From Ahern.
We return here for the second half of action on Radio Plus Video Sports. Jordan King, Justin Schwartzmiller with you here in the Radio Plus broadcast studios at Mayville High School. Ray Dunn Field in particular. Second quarter is sponsored by Maxwell Plumbing. Appreciate their sponsorship of local area sports. Here goes Landon Baker to start the second quarter, and he's stacked up after a pickup of 2. A good job by Baker to realize there wasn't a big hole there, just pick up what he could, let Forward Progress pick up those couple of yards.
Met by the linebacker Aiden Nerdahl in the hole, and you don't see Landon Baker get stood up too often.
The power is just, there, isn't it?
It's fun to watch this Nerdahl. I mean, we went back, we do a little bit of research, go back and watch these teams, but at 6'1", 200 pounds, he plays like a legitimate 1% athlete, as I call them.
We talked about it in the pregame show against Stratford. They held him to 55 yards. Seeing him live, how do you do that? I'm just wondering, how do you do that? I mean, he's already eclipsed that in one run here tonight. Here is the give on the counter to Schneider. Schneider cuts up field, and he's got himself a first down inside the 25-yard line to the 24. Great vision from Tanner Schneider. There's that misdirection that had so much success against the Vikings last week.
Good patience from Schneider, too. Slips through just a smaller hole, but again, the ball fakes from Mayville in the wing tee. That's what gets these offensive or defensive linemen and linebackers to bite so hard. The pulling guards, there's so much going on in the wing tee, but the running backs do a great job of finding holes and following their blockers.
Eye discipline is so tricky when you're playing against the wing tee, especially when it's run like Mayville does. Middlestat, snap. Here goes Schneider. This time he's going to go outside. Schneider gets to the edge, lowers the shoulder inside the 20, inside the 15 to the 14. It's another first down, pickup of 10 for Tanner Schneider. Back-to-back runs for Schneider, that time showcasing the speed.
Just remember, Tanner Schneider's only a sophomore, and if he's running like that as a sophomore, you got 2 more years of him in Mayville running the football. But again, all the guards pulling. Everybody gets outside. Not a great job of contained on that outside by Amherst, letting Schneider get so far outside to be able to cut it upfield.
So 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Mayville driving yet again on their second drive. This is the give to Baker. Baker has a seam on the left side. He's inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9, and they're going to spot him right at the 10. That time didn't get out of bounds, so keeps the clock running, which is a positive, as we've mentioned a couple of times there in the first quarter, and
ran out of his shoes.
Yeah, sure did. And he did now. He looked over at the sideline for a brief moment, and I think he got the word from Coach Scott Hilbert. You're putting that shoe back. You tie it out there on the field. You ain't coming off the football field right now. So 2nd down and 6. First down at the 4-yard line as the Mayville Cardinals operate in the red zone. This drive started at their own 28. Here goes Baker. Cuts back to the right, and he slips again and picks up just a yard and got twisted up a little bit awkwardly as well. He's all right. Back to his feet. Just a pickup of 1. It's the 3rd time we've seen him slip here early on.
Yeah, a little bit more dew and the colder outside now. You get the moisture in the air and the moisture on the ground, and causes guys to slip a little bit more. But right here, Mayville runs that little bit of a triple option every once in a while out of the wing tee, and they would run it in the red zone and normally run it in a goal situation. On a 3rd and 5 here, it might be a good idea to go to that play.
Kevin Keller's in the game. He's in motion. The pitch over to the near side. Baker picking his way. He's got a first down. Dives down inside the 4 to the 3.5. That's just what he needed. And a little creativity there on the pitch back to Landon Baker. He's got the speed to get it done. First down and goal from the 4-yard line for the Cards.
Yeah, came up a little gingerly on that one. Hopefully Baker's all right. He's be hobbling around a little bit in the huddle, but again, misdirection. Just pitch it to Baker, let him cut back up the middle of the field and find a hole.
So not only have the Cardinals bled the first quarter clock gone into the second quarter here, almost 4 minutes gone from the second quarter as well, and they're down first and goal at the 4-yard line. Schneider, Promersberger, the two wings. Promersberger in motion, the give to Baker, straight up the middle, picks up a yard down to the 3. Second and goal from the 3 for the Cardinals.
Met by Jesse Blanker in the hole. He said his name on defense a fair amount so far. Him and Nerdahl are getting really good penetration. Mabel's got to find a way to get somebody into that second level to pick those guys up. When they did it on the first drive, that's why Baker had holes to run.
Sometimes it's that over-aggression that allows the wings, right? The success that we've seen from them. Here's Schneider in motion. He's had a big first quarter and a little bit extra. Give is to Baker. Baker comes up just short. Dove for the end zone and was down at the half-yard line. Got to be careful extending that ball if you don't get it there, as he obviously put it in a little bit of danger. He had control of it, obviously, but down to the half-yard line. 2 chances you would assume here, Justin.
Yeah, I mean,
probably not going to win this one on field goals, huh?
No, probably not. I mean, this is a big-on-big situation. And which offensive line, defensive line is going to win here, right? And if you're Mayville, do you just run 2 plays and run a QB sneak?
Back to Schneider in the backfield. The give is to Baker. Landon Baker, he's in. Touchdown, Cardinals. Took a second for the referee to raise his hands, but Baker clearly crossed the goal line, and it is 13-6 on the Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard.
Now they go to their conference rivals in the old Bob Hyland playbook and go to the wishbone, and they run that on third and or anything in a goal situation within 1 or 2 yards normally.
Did see that last week against WIAA,
and
right?
It works pretty much every time.
So here comes Owen Milsna on for the PAT. He was the honorable mention all-conference kicker behind Bentley Coots from Springs. Oh, that one skipped back to Middlestat. He got it down, and it's good from Milsna. My goodness. That one skipped back to Emerson Middlestat, and he made a great play from the hold. We'll talk about that when we come back. It's 14-6. Mayville leads Amherst on Radio Plus Video Sports.
Looking for a change? A new career that checks all of the boxes? Excellent benefits, a great team culture, and plenty of room to grow? Metalcraft of Mayville is looking for candidates like you to fill openings in Mayville, West Bend, and Beaver Dam. Metalcraft truly believes employees make the difference, offering paid training, top wages, and a regularly sanitized, safe workplace. Apply today at mtlcraft.com.
Metalcraft of Mayville.
Back here at Mayville, big play made there on the PAT by the holder, Emerson Middlestat. It skips back there for him, and I mean that's just it hits maybe a yard in front of him. Tough, but he got it down. This one's touched, and we'll see if it travels out of bounds. I think it was touched, and so yeah, that's going to be spotted there. Not a penalty, as it went off of one of the returners. Number 6 is Jackson Lutz, and went caroming off of him, so no penalty as it goes out of bounds after a touch on Amherst.
And again, Amherst will start inside their 20, as they have on every drive.
Yeah, and there's now they're going to throw it. I thought that was clearly off of Lutz, and now the flag comes out, and Coach Hilbert is going to try to get an explanation there. Unless it just bounced before him and took a weird hop, perhaps is what the... Wow. So, I mean, we got a lot of people up here in the booth that certainly thought that was touched off of Lutz, and the referees missed it. So that's from the 19 out to the 35. That's 16 yards of valuable field position just handed over there to the Cardinals out to their own 35. That's where they'll start, or excuse me, the Falcons. And here goes Glodowski on a first down run. Cuts back to the right. Nice strong run from him. And a couple of late flags come towering in. Wonder if that might have been a face mask or if that was a hold. Coming in that late, you just wonder if that was on the tackle made by Owen Stager.
Yeah, communicating with each other are the officials right now. Good run from Glodowski. Again, you've seen him get the ball a couple times early, and it's going to be on Mayville, looks like.
Yep. Personal foul face mask as well, so that's the 15-yarder. So not only do they get 16 free yards on the field position on the missed call going out of bounds, now here's 15 more on a face mask on Owen Stager on the tackle, and that's a big one. As just like that, after one play, Amherst already inside the Mayville 45 to the 44, and that's where they'll have 1st and 10. So after a couple of mistakes from Amherst, now the mistakes coming from Mayville here on this third Amherst drive. Here's Glodowski. They're going to run him again behind Nerdahl, and he picks up 3. 2nd and 7 up next for the Falcons.
And I think Amherst just got away with one. Looked like their left tackle on that far side again. Looked like Blanker jumped just a hair early, and nobody saw it.
Could see a couple of inquisitive coaches on the Mayville side too, right? Just maybe wondering, but as we all know, pretty animated coaching staffs you get on the high school football sidelines. If you ever spent a game down there, it got to give a lot of credit to the officials, because perhaps in no other sport do you take quite as much from assistant coaches as you do in football. Here goes Nerdahl, leans forward, picks up a pair. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. And other than the big explosive run, Mayville's done a nice job against Aiden Nerdahl here tonight, Justin.
Good job by Bronecki crashing in right away, wrapping him up, only letting him get a yard, and making sure you get him hard enough and hit him hard enough and hold on, because you kind of have to hold on for dear life, because he's going to keep chugging.
Just saw that. If you needed any evidence of that, saw that last possession when he should have been taken down after a gain of, 6? Ripped it off for 74. So 3rd down and a long 4, call it 4.5. Nerdahl puts his hand in the turf behind Glodowski. Shotgun snap, Glodowski to Nerdahl. He's got a big hole. Nerdahl through the tackle of Middlestat. Middlestat did just enough to trip him off. And the Falcons into the red zone for the first time tonight.
And it starts with breaking that tackle of Bronecki in the backfield. Bronecki he tried to stay middle, thought that Glodowski might have the football there, did the right thing of taking the quarterback on it, but again, wimpy arm tackles are not going to work against this guy.
Ball sits at the 18-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Falcons. And other than a couple of procedure penalties and a hold, not much that Mayville has done in terms of stopping the Falcons here tonight on their first 3 drives. Here goes Nerdahl again, trying the right side, and he's down inside the 15 to the 12. Pickup of 6, and the helmet pops off of one of their offensive linemen. That's Judah Cole. So he'll have to take a snap off and head over to the sideline. Looks like 59 Race Spadoni is going to come in and replace him for this snap as the clock ticks under 4:45. Once again, Mayville will get the football. Start second half. There's Coach Scott Hilbert shouting out to his defense. Glodowski sets his teammates up. Receiver to either side, 2 tight ends, and Nerdahl in the backfield. The keep. No, it's going to go to Nerdahl, and Owen Stager blows it up. How's that from Owen Stager?
Good initial push from him and Kellen Schaefer. Schaefer blew his offensive lineman back right away, got Stager able to come through and make the tackle. We wondered when he'd make an impact, and we say it every week. He is their best football player by far, but because he's not a skill position player, he doesn't get talked about enough outside of us or someone that watches Mayville a ton.
So a 3rd down and now 5 from the 13-yard line, 14-yard line perhaps. And it's going to be a timeout here for Amherst. Let's take it with them. Amherst spends their first timeout. We'll see what Glodowski and company come back with after this timeout. You're watching Mayville and Amherst on Radio Plus Video Sports.
Gather the gang for a meal at Leroy Meats, Horicon, Ripon, and Fox Lake. Perfect tailgating treats include the freshest cuts of beef, chicken, and pork, along with award-winning sausages and cheese. Remember to stop at the Fox Lake location, now bigger and better than ever, to meet your needs. Leroy Meats also provides venison processing. For precise cuts and the tastiest products, hunters know to go to Leroy Meats. Find this week's lunch menu, coupons, and hours at LeroyMeats.com. Nobody beats Leroy Meats.
Great food. I've been there a couple times. Great food, good overall selection, a fantastic course to golf as well.
I love golf in Mayville Golf Course. Very underrated. Very underrated. I spend a lot of time out at Mayville Golf Course in the summers. You guys didn't need to know that, but it's a great place. Here is Glodowski, the pitch, Nerdahl taken down by Keller, and Kevin Keller makes amends for the missed tackle on the previous drive, but my guess is they're going to have to do it one more time on 4th down and 5.
Yeah, simple speed option. Calls Glodowski calls up his running back Nerdahl to the side of him. They run a simple speed option, pitch to the outside. Good job by Bronecki to take the quarterback right away. Pitch goes, and Keller is there and sticks Nerdahl.
So 4th down and 5. What is the call for the Amherst Falcons? Nerdahl going to go to the near side. Glodowski shotgun. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and Nerdahl. The fake to Nerdahl. He's going to go over the middle. It's to his tight end. It's through the hands of number 2, Cannon Hodges. It would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's a turnover on down circle, that one, for later in the game.
Mayville's defense comes up with a stop, even though they probably shouldn't have. It was a touchdown all the way to Hodges. Just went right through his hands. Great throw from Glodowski, splitting the seam. Keller just got beat inside, and the inside release just barely missed his hand, right through the hands of the tight end. Now this Mayville offense has 2:52 to go, 87 yards, and the way they've been winning at the offensive line, find a way to get your winbacks involved here and get some explosive plays before the end of the half.
I think if you're in Coach Hilbert's mind right now, step 1, don't give the football back to the Falcons. Step 2, then see if you can go get some points, right?
100%.
Great throw from Glodowski. Just want to highlight that again. And again, Keller did get his hands in the face of Hodges. Here is Promersberger, picks up the 1st down, and he's out past the 25. Oh, they're going to say he stepped right at the 25. So a 1st down out of bounds. So he's going to preserve a little time here. And that first down, I know it's cliche. A lot of football people say it, but if you can get that first down, then you go. Well, Mayville's not going to change what they do.
Logan Hint's been getting picked on a little bit by the Mayville running backs. He's gotten run over a couple times now by Baker and now Promersberger. But, again, the ball getting to the outside, ball fakes. Mayville doing a great job following their blockers, getting the pulling guards, tackles, everybody involved in the O-line.
14-6 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. The Cardinals with their 3rd possession of this first half. Man in motion is Schneider. The give is to Baker. Baker spun forward out to the 28-yard line, a pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Gibson Kenyon with the stop for this defense from Amherst, but Baker, again, finds a way to fall forward, picks up a hard-fought 4.
It's just like Nerdahl, isn't it? I mean, when they spin, you know they're going to pick up another 1.5 yards. I mean, it should have been about 2, ends up picking about 3.5. And just keeps Mayville on schedule, doesn't it? 2:14 to go in this second quarter. Mayville, the pitch. Schneider got a hole, and once again, he as well spins forward. He's out near the 1st down, going to be a yard short. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Cardinals.
That's a big 3rd down, too. Like, if you don't get points here, you just want to run this clock out.
Mayville quick back to the line of scrimmage. As the clock is running, do they want to go quick and try to catch Amherst? It looks like they're going to. The give is to Baker. No, Middlestat keeps. Good keep from Emerson Middlestat. It's 1st down, Mayville.
Simple little midline read option, get Emerson Middlestat out in space. Picks up the 1st down. Now 1:38, clock stops while they move the chains.
So they'll run it right now, and the referee the near side ref looking at Coach Hilbert like, do you want to take one? I think this is smart here to run a little time off the clock. Make sure you don't give the ball back to Amherst with anything left on that halftime clock. Here is Baker once again. No, it's going to be Middlestat. He kept again, and this time he loses a couple of yards, and Coach Hilbert is going to take the timeout real quickly. Let's take it with him. 14-6, Mayville leads. We're back with the rest of the second quarter right after this.
Computer Troubleshooters of Fond du Lac and Dodge County, providing a full variety of services such as cybersecurity protection for business and residential, password and authentication management, virus removal, device repair, and all support in between. They also sell new and used computers and laptops. Computer Troubleshooters, offering pickup, drop-off, and remote support. Computer Troubleshooters, your trusted technology experts at 322-8566. That's 322-8566. Log on ctfdl.com.
We return to Mayville with 1:18 on the second quarter clock. When you're not watching games on Radio Plus or Jeff's live streams, find the latest scores and top performers from the Flyway Conference by following Flyway Focus on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and stay up to date with the latest conference news every morning with the Flyway Focus Sports Report on YouTube or Spotify. We just posted the final fall all-conference, so we got all 4 sports, cross country, volleyball, boys soccer, and football up on our social media accounts. Give them a follow for Flyway Focus. Second down and 12. The give here is to Promersberger, and it was not quite blocked up as Mayville would have liked, so it's going to be third down and 10, and we'll see if Amherst decides to spend a timeout. Doesn't look like they're going to. 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the second quarter, and Mayville's going to go quick to the line of scrimmage, so Mayville's going to push the gas just a little bit here. A little bit surprising for me on a third down and 10. Here goes Tanner Schneider. Schneider on the near side, and he is tackled after a pickup of about 4. It's going to be fourth down and 6. And now Mayville can run this thing down to about 6 if Amherst, there is the timeout. I was wondering why they just wasted about 6 seconds there. I just was wondering if they were going to make Mayville punt this away. Why wouldn't you when you got an offense as explosive as Amherst? Let's take a timeout. We'll take it with them down on the field. 43 seconds left in the second quarter. Back after this.
This winter, make your home the coziest place in town with Surefire Heating and Air Conditioning. For 3 generations, the Surefire family has been serving Wisconsin homes, bringing warmth and comfort to your families just like yours. As the temperatures drop, trust the company that's been in the business of keeping homes warm for over 75 years. This is Tom Schwartz with Surefire. Call us today and ask about our rebates that can help you save big on your comfort this coming winter. Visit us at surefireinc.com.
So there's a good look at the touchdown scorer times 2, Landon Baker. Got both the scores for the Cardinals. They lead at 14-6 against Amherst on that Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. And did end up getting the timeout there from Amherst. Probably wasted about 6-7 seconds there. And the punt is not a good one. It's going to come over to the near side, and this one's going to be spotted, I would think, right around near midfield. We'll see where they spot it. 45-yard line of Mayville is where that'll be spotted. Nice retrieving skills by the junior Cardinals down there on the field. That's a throwback Ryan Clark jersey, I'm going to call it. Number 5 uniform down there. Last year, Mayville was in the same level 3, when they lost to Winneconne. I was at that game. It ended up being a quote-unquote comfortable Winneconne win, double digits at the end of the day. I tell you what, through 3.5 quarters, Mayville was right in that thing to upset the Brody Schaefer-led Wolves. Here is Glodowski. He's got under pressure from Stager, and it's going to end up being a sack for the Cardinals. There's Colton Carpenter. Carpenter able to wrangle down Glodowski. The first man there, though, was Stager, who put him under pressure. Good pursuit then on the edge from their defensive end, Colton Carpenter.
Carpenter, another one of those guys that came on in the latter half of the season, started to say his name more. He has really stepped up for this Mayville defense.
That's going to end this first half. Nothing more for the Amherst Falcons. And it is halftime. 14-6 on the Brock Fleischer of Homestead Realty scoreboard. The Cardinals have an 8-point lead, and they'll get the football to start the second half. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back with our halftime show presented by Metalcraft of Mayville. That's next. You're watching the Cardinals and the Falcons on Radio Plus Video Sports.
Say you're looking for the perfect present. You might try looking at the perfect place. A place with gifts that light up a face as well as a room. where it's easy to find the brands they'll love and the advice you trust. That place is your local Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock. With service so good, it's guaranteed.
This holiday season, shop Mayville Ace Hardware and get the perfect gift for everyone on your list. At Mayville Ace Hardware, we help make your holiday gifts memorable.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Looking for a reliable roofing contractor? WIT Services has got you covered. With 5 years of experience, they specialize in everything from roof repairs to full replacements. Their team is dedicated to quality workmanship and customer satisfaction. Plus, they offer free estimates, so you know exactly what to expect. Whether it's a leaky roof or a complete overhaul, WIT Services is the go-to choice for all roofing needs. Don't wait. Reach out today.
From our initial consultation to the final closing, I'm with you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and seamless home selling experience. My goal is to make the home selling process smooth and worry-free. For a smooth and successful sale, contact Brock Fleischer at 920-960-0555 or visit WeSellWisco.com.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
The Mayville Gun Club proudly supports high school athletics. The Mayville Gun Club is open to the public and welcomes you to enjoy their facilities. Whether you want to sharpen your skills or spectate, you'll love the beautiful clubhouse overlooking 50 wooded acres filled with wildlife. You're sure to appreciate the gorgeous views, along with craft, skeet, and sporting clay course. For all upcoming event information, league details, and listing of membership benefits, visit MayvilleGunClub.com. The Mayville Gun Club, where enjoyment comes naturally.
Municipal Well and Pump has helped communities and industries keep water running with expert well drilling, pump installation, and dependable maintenance. Our experienced team is committed, quality workmanship, and getting the job done right the very first time. When reliable water matters most, trust the name built on honesty, integrity, and experience. Municipal Well and Pump, delivering water you can depend on.
Welcome back here on Radio Plus Video Sports. Glad to have you. Jordan King and Justin Schwartz-Miller with you in the Radio Plus broadcast booth here at Ray Dunn. We got Josh Guy right next door punching all the buttons, producing, directing everything under the sun here tonight. And we got 4 cameras out there. And by the end of the game, I'll have all their names memorized, and we'll give them the shout-out that they deserve. But great production here tonight, great crew, and they got you covered from A to Z down there, as you saw in the first half here on Radio Plus. Some stats here at halftime. Justin, I was going to start talking about Landon Baker. Obviously, Mayville hasn't thrown the football. We're quite used to that. You look at Michael Glodowski, if you're just tuning in and you say 1 for 3 with a pick, 8 yards, man, not a good first half. He also, the pick was a deep shot, kind of a prayer, sort of a punt in some ways. And then that second incompletion really probably should have been a catch and should have gone for a touchdown on 4th down and 5. So Mayville, couple of stands, a turnover, and then a turnover on downs. We got it all down there. With the Dragon down in the student section. But for the Cardinals, give them the credit. They've made the most of points off of the first turnover. You respond to that big Nerdall run with another good touchdown drive, and they were driving it there at the end of the first half. But for them, 8-point lead at halftime, you get the ball to start the second half. Just got to see more of the same from that offensive line imposing their will.
And that is what we've seen, because the rushing ability, a little bit towards the end of that last drive when they ended up punting, Amherst, they got a better penetration from their defensive line. Their linebackers were able to come up and make plays. But Mayville, if they can get back to what they did on those first 2 drives of the game, which were long, sustained drives, and that's what they need to do. They have to have those long, sustained drives to keep the ball out of the Falcons' hands.
Stats here at halftime, Justin. Landon Baker, 96 total yards on the ground. Tanner Schneider with 37. Joe Promersberger with 36. He also had the interception, did Joe Promersberger. What stood out to you from the wing tee there in the first half?
Different than what we saw against WIAA. They got the wing backs a little bit more involved, and that opened up Landon Baker a lot. Opened up the middle of the field a little bit more. The linebackers were a little bit more spread out. They're focusing, and good job of the wing backs just in general. When they're not running, they're blocking, and they're doing a great job getting to that second level and giving Baker more room to run.
There's Cam down there. He looks a little chilly. It is chilly out there. You got to give our cameramen some mad props here tonight. Braving the wind down there because it is windy tonight. And, we talked about it pregame. They're going to be more likely to throw the football if you're talking about Amherst. And the more the wind stays sustained here, I think the better Mayville's probably going to feel going into the second half, wouldn't you say?
You saw it on that punt from Wendorf. It was very much hung up in the wind, and it's probably, gusts of 22, a strong 10 to 12 mile an hour northwest wind. And with Amherst going into the wind, it's good for Mayville because they can't throw it up as much, and that might also be what helped with that Promersberger pick too. That ball was thrown into the wind. Promersberger was step for step with him anyways. It was a great defensive play, but right now Mayville's doing everything right on the interior line from both sides of the football. Dirdahl cracked off 118 yards, 119 yards in that first half, and it was all from that real big run. Other than that, he was maybe getting 4 or 5 yards at a crack, but Mayville was doing a good job finding ways to contain him and keep him inside the tackles.
Gorgeous shot there of the field on our drone shot there. Ray Dunn, one of the all-time greats. I know I'm biased here because it's in the Flyway Conference. It's a gorgeous facility. It's a gorgeous field. You saw the stands filled here tonight. Amherst traveled well. We got a great second half for you. Let's take a timeout. We're going to come back. I got a couple of key plays that we're going to talk about here in our next segment here during the halftime, which is brought to you by the Metalcraft of Mayville, and we appreciate their sponsorship here on Radio Plus. Back after this.
Angling-only guide service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
At the Pioneer Keg, great food meets a fun atmosphere. Dive into their full menu featuring award-winning cheese curds and our homemade pizzas that are simply irresistible. Try the famous Brewmaster Challenge, where the food takes center stage. And if it's Friday, get ready for our amazing Friday fish fry. Check out our relaxed atmosphere, hang with friends, where everyone has a good time. Come thirsty, come hungry, and leave happy. The Pioneer Keg, 122 South Milwaukee Street, Theresa, Wisconsin.
Gather the gang for a meal at Leroy Meats, Horicon, Ripon, and Fox Lake. Perfect tailgating treats include the freshest cuts of beef, chicken, and pork, along with award-winning sausages and cheese. Remember to stop at the Fox Lake location, now bigger and better than ever, to meet your needs. Leroy Meats also provides venison processing. For precise cuts and the tastiest products, hunters know to go to Leroy Meats. Find this week's lunch menu, coupons, and hours at LeroyMeats.com. Nobody beats Leroy Meats.
Let me get you in this used car. There's a bunch of...
Yeah, that's what it feels like at most used car dealerships. Pushy sales tactics, pressure, and no peace of mind.
Schaefer Auto makes buying a car simple and safe, with every vehicle inspected, backed by warranty options, and easy financing that fits your budget so you can get approved online and drive home with confidence. Schaefer Auto, no tackles, no pressure, just the right car for you.
Dedication, training, giving 100%. Back in Action proudly supports high school athletes on and off the field. From physical and occupational therapy, pre- and post-orthopedic surgery, to work and sports injuries. The staff at Back in Action is trained and dedicated to you and your recovery. Your personal care plan starts with a visit to Back in Action in Fond du Lac, Kewaskum, Mayville, and New Holstein. Back in action, getting you back in the game. BackinActionRehab.com.
You've dreamt of the kind of home you want to live in for years. Now is the time to turn that dream into a reality. Quest Interiors has you covered with flooring, cabinetry, and countertops all in one place. From kitchens and bathrooms to family and bedrooms, bring your vision to life with professional installation. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Looking for a reliable roofing contractor? WIAA Services has got you covered. With 5 years of experience, they specialize in everything from roof repairs to full replacements. Their team is dedicated to quality workmanship and customer satisfaction. Plus, they offer free estimates, so you know exactly what to expect. Whether it's a leaky roof or a complete overhaul, WIAA Services is the go-to choice for all roofing needs. Don't wait. Reach out today.
Back here at beautiful Ray Dunn Field in Mayville, Wisconsin, the one-seeded Cardinals lead number 2 Amherst 14-6 on the Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard. You know, there were some massive plays made there in that first half there, Justin. Obviously, Promersberger's pick was the first one. And then, how about the 2 extra points? The missed extra point on Amherst's side where the snap was a little bit high. And then how about Emerson Middlestat collecting a ball that skipped a yard or 2 in front of him, still gets it down. Milsna keeps the concentration to get it through the uprights. That's really kind of the difference. I mean, those couple of plays, and then obviously down there at the goal line, the drop for Cannon Hodges in the end zone. Those are really the 3 plays that separate these 2 teams by 8 points.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to that extra point that Milsna made. That is so hard because your timing is thrown off when that snap is skipped like that. He found a way to just hesitate for a split second. Didn't get a ton on it, but he put it right down middle.
Yeah, you could. You could definitely tell it messed. He didn't get his normal power behind it because we know what he is. He's a very reliable kicker, but to your point, just did what he needed to do to get it done. Compared to on the other side where it just drifted a little bit left for Amherst, kicking in the same direction, by the way, which is into the wind, which we mentioned and will obviously play a factor here in the second half should the wind stay sustained. How about Mayville's opportunistic defense here tonight, Justin? I mean, that's we kind of mentioned it there, but getting off the field on a couple of fourth downs where Amherst has driven the football well. I mean, they've moved it every time they've had the football. Mayville's ability to get off the field on fourth down has been huge.
That starts with that third down play at about the 10-yard line when they ran that speed option and Keller stuck Nerdahl. But if you go back to that Nerdahl touchdown, he ran right through Kevin Keller like it was nothing. Kevin Keller did a whole lot different on that play than he did when he was I mean, he stuck him. He went right for the mid-thigh and wrapped him up, and he didn't wrap him up in the first play. He's a guy you have to wrap up because he will power through everything. He's just got that ability.
Yeah, we talked about it. 6 foot, 200 pounds. I mean, that's the size running back you see in the NFL. I mean, you got a lot of 5'11", 6 foot, 200, 205, 210-pound runners at the pro level, and Nerdahl is a load to bring down. The Falcons running back out onto the field. The Cardinals done with their halftime huddle as well. We're going to take another timeout. We'll come back. We will be just about set for second half football here in the sectional final, previously known as Level 3. We're back right after this. You're watching the Cards and the Falcons on Radio Plus.
Ergo Bank, we know there's a deposit account to fit your unique needs. Whether you want to earn interest on your balance, or perhaps enjoy cashback rewards, or maybe grow your money over time, Ergo Bank makes it real easy. From savings and checking accounts to savings accounts and, of course, CDs. We can do it all while offering flexible options and convenient access for a banking experience that's built just for you. Ergo Bank, better banking by design. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Early withdrawal penalties may apply.
From tires and transmission, batteries and brakes, to engines and exhaust, the service experts at Mayville Tire are trained to keep your vehicles at peak performance. Whether you need routine maintenance or reliable repairs, you can trust Keith and his team to take care of you and your vehicle. Ask about free pickup and delivery, no interest financing, as well as commercial truck tire service. Find the service experts at MayvilleTire.com. Mayville Tire, honest mechanics, happy customers.
This winter, make your home the coziest place in town with Surefire heating and air conditioning. For 3 generations, the Surefire family has been serving Wisconsin homes, bringing warmth and comfort to your families just like yours. As the temperatures drop, trust the company that's been in the business of keeping homes warm for over 75 years. This is Tom Schwartz with Surefire. Call us today and ask about our rebates that can help you save big on your comfort this coming winter. Visit us at surefireinc.com.
Looking for a change? A new career that checks all of the boxes? Excellent benefits? A great team culture? And plenty of room to grow? Metalcraft of Mayville is looking for candidates like you to fill openings in Mayville, West Bend, and Beaver Dam. Metalcraft truly believes employees make the difference, offering paid training, top wages, and a regularly sanitized, safe workplace. Apply today at mtlcraft.com.
Metalcraft of Mayville.
At Mayville Savings Bank, we're a bank that is here for you, helping you save money instead of piling on service fees. We still take walk-ins, no appointment necessary. We're a bank where your loan is a local decision with friendly employees that still answer our phones. A bank that offers online and mobile banking. We're a bank where you're our best interest. Bank at the bank you own. Mayville Savings Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Brock Fleischer here with Homestead Realty. I know that buying and selling a home can be stressful. I'm here to help. Are you ready to sell? I have buyers waiting for a home just like yours. Are you looking to buy? I can sell any home that's on the market, and I'm here to get you pre-approved to purchase, along with finding the best loan and lender for your situation. I'll even go as far as arranging movers. For an easier real estate transaction, give me a call. Brock Fleischer, 920-960-0555.
We're back here at Ray Dunn Field. Got Owen Stager out there getting his team loosened up for the second half of action. He made a couple of monster plays. We're used to this now from Owen Stager on both sides of the football, but he made a couple of really big plays, specifically defensively, Justin, to help get Mayville off the field on a couple of key drives where looked like Amherst was going to, drive and score the football. And really, when Mayville's made them go on those long multi-play drives, they haven't found pay dirt. It's come on the 2-play drive and the 74-yard Aiden Erdahl run.
Yeah, and Stager, he thrives off the lesser-known guys on his defensive line, but he's a great football player. But you get guys like Kellen Schaefer, Carpenter, Bronecki. They push things back into the middle of the field for him and Baker. You push runners to your best players, and it's going to work. It's going to end up working out.
What's it going to take here, Justin? 8-point lead for the Cards. They get the football to start the second half. Obviously, a very big possession here for both teams to start the second half. Keys to the second half for the Cardinals to get this thing done.
Keep taking time off the clock. Keep the football in your hands. You have to find a way to keep the clock burning without the ball in Amherst hands.
It's going to be Joe Promersberger from the 17-yard line. Cuts back to the right, and he's stacked up at the 25 and driven backwards. And I don't know why that referee is running backwards. He should be out by the spot. The far side referee's got it anyways, and so it's at the 26. I was going to say that near side official was running backwards, and now they moved it all the way back to the 23. That's the incorrect spot. The far side official had it out at the 26. That's where it should have been. And the mechanics of that was just not properly done by this officiating crew. And by the way, they have different roles on kickoffs, so that's not a usual line judge that's on the side there, and he ran backwards with the tackle. He should have stayed out at the 26. So anyways, Mayville loses 3 yards on that. And they'll start their second half of action here at the 23. Here's Landon Baker. Baker going to spin out to the 24, and the ball came out at the end. He got back on top of it. but he's going to lose a yard on that fumble at the end, and it's a gain of pretty much nothing after the ball pops loose.
A good play by Tyler Loken, kept them wrapped up, and again, sustained what we didn't see out of this Amherst defense on those longer Mayville drives was being able to contain the edge. They were letting guys get to the outside, and right there Loken pushed stuff back to the middle and wrapped up Baker.
Great shot there. That ball was out for Landon Baker. Here's Tanner Schneider. He gets stacked up, and he's going to be dropped for a pickup of about half a yard. It's 3rd down and long. Just the start Amherst needed for the Falcons here to start second half.
Big fella Logan Gladowski getting there and wrapping him up and throwing him down. But, again, pushing stuff back into the inside. We talk about both these teams having a tall task with their defensive ends. They're doing a good job to start here for Amherst.
Our third quarter is brought to you by Maxwell Plumbing. 3rd down, and we'll call it 9 with 10:41 to go in the third quarter. And Mayville trying to stay on the field. Man in motion is Kevin Keller. The pitch, no, it's going to be a play action. First throw of the ball game out to Landon Baker. Baker out to the 30-yard line, not enough. And it's 4th down, a pickup of about 6 on the play. And it is 4th down and 4. And now they move it back yet again. Did not give him forward progress. So it's 4th down and 5. And going to have another punt here for Wendorf. And back deep for Amherst is Logan Hintz, number 3, standing at the 40-yard line. Good snap. Wendorf gets this punt off. It's a much better end-over-end punt that's going to send Hintz inside his own 35, and we'll see if they get a block in the back there. No flag, but Bronecki on the coverage, able to take down Hintz at the 37-yard line. Nice coverage by Mayville, and that's where Amherst will start its next possession. Nice job there. By the way, I do want to just mention on the block, nice job there by the Amherst player to kind of turn away so he did not block in the back there. And so that helps, obviously, field position for the Falcons at their 37.
Much better punt for Wendorf, too. Got that one up in the atmosphere a little bit more. Got some wind to push it back a little bit. Had Hintz retreating to get that one in. That's what you want to do. I mean, obviously kicking into the wind was a little bit of a struggle, and it's a strong enough wind that it'll cause problems today.
A little easier going in that direction, isn't it? So first opportunity here in the second half for Amherst. They had 4 possessions in the first half. Here's Nerdahl, and he is stacked up. Nice job in pursuit on the far side by a couple of different players. Wes Teeters was the first man there. Schneider, Schaefer, Carpenter. I mean, it takes an army to take down Nerdahl, and they got it done. Pickup of nothing, 2nd down and 10.
And both these teams do a great job of flocking to the football, getting multiple guys to the ball. And against all of these runners, you have to find a way. You can't have one guy in on a tackle. It's just not going to work.
Battle of the birds and flocking to the football. Had to bring that one out, didn't you, Justin?
Of course.
What else would you? They don't rally. These two teams, the Cardinals and the Falcons, they flock to the ball. Love it. 2nd down and 10. Gladowski going to drop back to pass. They're going to throw a deep ball up. Test on Zitlow. Zitlow turns, picks it off. Brady Zitlow. They picked on him last week, did the Vikings. This time, on the first time of asking, Zitlow picks off Gladowski.
And not that I think Gladowski didn't throw a good ball, but it got hung up in the wind a little bit. Gets underthrown. Zitlow with a great job turning and getting his hands to it and finds the football. Not a great job by Loken playing defense on the defender. He was all the way, had the inside look on that one. What a reaction from Coach Dan Decker on the sidelines, throwing his hands up, fired up for Mayville. 2 incredible picks at about the same spot on the field for the Cardinals already.
That's a big play here for Mayville. After going 3 and out to start this second half, they get it right back. Better field position at the 31. Man in motion is Schneider. The give is to Baker. Baker straight up the middle and picks up about 2 or 3. We'll see on the spot. It's going to be 2nd down and long. Joe Promersberger just getting a retape job there on the sideline. We saw him come off on the last offensive possession. He gutted it out for a couple of defensive plays there and going to get some treatment here on the sideline. 8:25 to go in the third quarter. Yeah, we mentioned it. WLA picked on Zitlow. He came up big in the big moment last week. How about getting his head around as early as he did to track the football and make the catch?
And it's a good job by the sidelines, too, because you could hear him yelling, ball, 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 ball.
Here is Middlestead, his second throw of the game. The same play. They're going to have a chance, but it's going to be picked off. And there's Sully Perkins on the pick for Amherst. That one was well overthrown from Landon Baker. I think maybe the wind in the other direction on the overthrow. And I apologize, did not call that one real well. I couldn't see who that was coming out of the backfield. It was the same play where they just snuck Landon Baker out, and it was just, I mean, it wasn't close to Landon Baker, was it?
It was stuck between him and Drinkwine, and the pressure in the face of Middlestead. I may not have been able to see where he was throwing that ball. Almost looked his back foot slipped a little bit too, but good play by Perkins to get his head around, zip into the little soft spot and make that pick.
So there you go, just right back to Amherst after two plays. And here is Glodowski. He's going to keep it. Glodowski, far side. He stiff arms Emerson Middlestead. Middlestead does a great job to stick with that tackle because Glodowski might still be running, but it's a pickup of 10, first down Amherst.
Glodowski showing he can do it too. Stiff arms and powers through the quarterback Emerson Middlestead. Just a good run from Michael Glodowski.
Just to clean up what we mentioned before, Joe Promersberger is back out on the field in his defensive back position. He was a second-team all-conference defensive back. Excuse me, he was a second-team all-conference running back. Glodowski does a little traffic, directs a little traffic from his offensive receivers inside 5 seconds on the play clock. And they just get set. That was very close to being illegal formation. And here goes Nerdahl. Nerdahl, 43 yards to the house, and it's a 2-point conversion away from tying this ball game up. There was a lot of movement right before the snap, and if that was last week's crew, we would have seen a flag pop out there for illegal formation. I don't know that they were set for a whole second on the top there with, I think Perkins was moving at the snap. But nonetheless, it's a 43-yard touchdown scamper for Nerdahl, and they're going to go for 2, as you would expect, to try to tie this thing up on that Brock Fleischer real estate scoreboard.
Good job by Amherst offensive line getting to the second level, taking out the ability of Teeters and Baker to be able to make a tackle, and all Nerdahl had to do was get through that offensive line and break one arm tackle, and he was gone.
You know, on the previous play, when it was kept by Glodowski, it was the same type of blocking. I mean, they blocked it up the same way, and Nerdahl just didn't get the football. Here he is on the 2-point conversion, and he's into the end zone. Tie ball game. It's 14 apiece for the Cardinals and the Falcons. 7:13 to go in this third quarter, and it's been all Amherst other than the one play where it was an interception for Mayville. We'll talk more about that when we come back here on Radio Plus Video Sports.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry. Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
So there is Aiden Nerdahl. He's now got 2 big play touchdowns here tonight. And it is 14-14. And this is muffed at the 10-yard line by Schneider. Tanner Schneider recollects. He's coming to the near side, and he's out past the 20. That's a nice job by Tanner Schneider to get the ball out to the 22. He fumbled it on the kickoff on one of the kickoffs last week. This time muffs it.
You're Mayville here. You got to have a little resilience. You got to put together that
time.
This is where you need that 7-minute drive again. You had it in the beginning of the first or end of the first quarter, into the second quarter. You need to rattle one off here.
So 2 opportunities here to start this third quarter to make it a multi-score game. Mayville fails on both occasions, and now it's tied up at 14. Here's Baker. Baker spins forward and picks up a nice 3.5. Once again, falling forward on the spin. you just come to expect it from Landon Baker. 2nd down and 7.
Get these wingbacks more involved. Get the ball to Schneider and Brommersberger. It kind of lacking in the last couple drives of trying to find these guys that have the ability to have the ball in space and make people miss.
And we've only seen one run by my count from Emerson Middlestat tonight as well. So perhaps keep an eye, and that was on that 4th down and 1, so perhaps keep an eye on that. Middlestat under center. He's going to give it on the near side to Brommersberger. Right on cue there, Justin, and Brommersberger picks up a good gain. It's a 1st down. He needed 7. He got 7, and it's a 1st down out to the 32-yard line for the Cardinals.
Yep, they will officially point, but it's a real delayed on that one. But
well, right away, the near side official was waving the chains forward, but every time it's been remotely close, they've had the white hat come in, which is probably the correct mechanics to do that. So there you go. 6 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter, and Mayville finally gets that first down of the second half. Maybe settles some things down here, Justin, perhaps.
That's what they need to do. They got to just follow your blockers. Do what you've been doing all day.
Here's Schneider. Schneider cuts back upfield, and he's out to the 35-yard line, a pickup of a pair. Make it 3 on the carry, and it's 2nd down and 7.
The one thing we saw from Tanner Schneider last week, a little bit more, he ran a little bit more downhill. This week he's trying to find some space. Like to see him get back to running downhill like that. He's a big enough body that he can run guys over.
Put the foot in the ground and run angry. That's what he did last week, that's for sure. Ball sits at the 35-yard line of the Cardinals. 2nd down and 7 for Emerson Middlestat in this offense. The give is to Baker. No, Middlestat now pitches to Brommersberger. Brommersberger gets past Glodowski to the edge, and he's out past the 40-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and short for the Cardinals. They're going to spot it right at the 40, so they need 2.
Needed just about one more step to get on Glodowski to be able to pick up that 1st down. But this is 3rd and 2, and if you pick up a yard, if you're Mayville, you're probably going. Again, they're in 3rd and 2. This is a give the ball to 24 and let your guys up front win.
Don't overthink it. That's what you're saying. Brommersberger in motion, then stops. He's going to go back to the far side, and they're going to check at the line of scrimmage. Middlestat back under center. The give. Baker picking his way. He's got a 1st down. He's got more. Breaks the tackle. Back to the near side. He's into Falcon territory. Down inside the 40 to the 38. 1st down, Cardinals.
Finally able to break one open. He had a couple big runs on their first drive of the game. Breaks 2 tackles on that one. Good pursuit on the back end by Gibson Kenyon to make the tackle. But there you go. Give the ball to your best running back. Get him involved, and he's well over 100 yards.
So 1st and 10 from the Amherst 38. 4:44 to go. And there's that clock bleeding down, Justin. You called it. A nice time-consuming drive is just what the doctor ordered for the Cardinals, and right now they're doing it, but you got to pay it off with points. Here's Kevin Keller. Keller near side. He's got a seam and just tripped. Got a little congested on this near side, and he ends up picking up about 3, and it could have been much more than that.
He was following his blockers, got a hand on the back hip of the pulling guard, Colin Ehlers, and just stumbled over his own 2 feet. He had probably at least a 1st down out of that run, just tripped himself up a little bit.
So the 3rd straight time that Mayville's had it 2nd down and 7 or 8. See what they do on this iteration. Here is Baker. Baker makes a move, and he falls forward for a couple. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 4 or 5. Let's call it 5. And I think Middlestat's probably going to chalk that one away, how much space he had on the outside there if he would have kept along with Schneider that he would have had out there on a 2-on-1. Probably had a little more success than what Baker found on the inside, perhaps.
3rd and 5, not a down and distance that Mayville really enjoys.
I would say probably not. Here is Baker. Baker stacked up, and he picks up a yard, so it's 4th down and 4. I don't think this is going to be second-guessed at all by Scott Hilbert. I think he's going to go.
Yeah, you're in no man's land. You're not kicking your – well, Milson's got a leg, and he's with the wind, but
wet
not
surface.
Van Beek.
Yeah, no, right.
It's not the guy for the kid, Ethan Van Beek from Laconia, who can consistently hit from this range.
Yep.
It's 4th and 4, and again, Mayville's got to go, and this is a big moment in this game. They've gotten the stops on 4th down. Can they pick up the 4th down?
4th down and a long 4. Middlestat keeps. Play action. He's going to throw it. He's got Promersberger. Promersberger in the end zone. Catches it. Touchdown, Cardinals. And a late flag. Hang on. There's a late flag on the field. It was thrown after Promersberger caught the football. Are they bringing this back? We'll see. This was thrown way late, and it's an ineligible man downfield on the Cardinals. And Coach Hilbert is going to send out the punting unit.
And it's the right call. You can see it on the replay. Kellen Schaefer was way downfield, just got caught in. You find a way to get Joe Promersberger in space the right way, and he was wide open in the end zone, and now you got a punt from your own 38.
4th down and 9 after the 5-yard penalty. Good job there by that umpire to turn back around and check that and get the flag thrown. That was absolutely bang on the right call. This is a good punt. Can a Cardinal get down there and save it? They cannot. And the Cardinals were deked a little bit that time by, I think it was Glodowski back there, as well as Perkins, who looked like they were going to field it and didn't get down to the goal line. It was a great punt by Wendorf. Probably should have been down inside the 5.
Yeah, it was the coverage team there. Obviously, they were watching the returners, which you're taught to do, and they did a great job deking them. And that ball probably should have been down at the 1-yard line. It did not have enough gas to roll into the end zone like that. There should have been somebody there to make the play.
So Mayville goes on a nice little drive there. Thought they had the touchdown. The mistake takes points off the board. And here comes Amherst again with all the momentum. What does Coach Scott Hilbert turn to on this side of the football? Here is Nerdahl. No, the keep. Glodowski on the far side. And I didn't think that was the right decision by Glodowski to keep it, and he bails himself out with a terrific run out to the 30-yard line. It's a 1st down.
What can't happen is your defensive ends get beat in the backfield. And they were there. The play was there, and he just didn't make the play. And those are plays that need to be had in this type of game, and especially when it's 1st and 10. If you get that stop in the backfield, you're killing that momentum that Amherst has because they got everything right now.
1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Nerdahl puts his hand in the turf behind Glodowski. Glodowski to Nerdahl. Yes, this time it is the running back, and the junior spins forward for 5. Good 1st down run for Nerdahl.
And he was stuffed at the line, and he finds a way to pick up that extra 40 yards, just falling forward and spinning through tackles.
Clock under a minute and a half here in this 3rd quarter, which is brought to you by Maxwell Plumbing. Appreciate their support of high school athletics here in the postseason. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. Nerdahl in the backfield with Glodowski. Glodowski directing traffic at the line of scrimmages. We've seen him do all night tonight. Here is the give. Nerdahl, far side, breaks a tackle on the far side, breaks another one and leans forward out to nearly the 45. It's another 1st down for Amherst. And other than the one, call it 2 interceptions and the drop in the end zone, they have hardly put a foot wrong offensively, Justin, tonight.
No, their line is winning on every play. They find a way to break tackles in the backfield. When you have runners at the ability that Amherst has, you just have to keep they can throw the ball too, but keep the ball on the ground. It's been working for them, and it's been working all day.
1st and 10 from the 35. Give to Nerdahl, straight up the middle. Picks up 3. And he just gets, when he's such a head of steam from back there, it's just so hard to bring down for anything less than 3-3. Seems like you did a really good job.
And this is where you have to find a way for if you're Mayville. This defensive line that's been outstanding all year long, you have to stand. You have to find a way to get a stop in the backfield. You need a tackle for loss, but that's going to do it for the 3rd.
End of the third quarter, 14-14 on the Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back with the fourth quarter right after this. We got a dandy brewing between the Cards and the Falcons, and you're watching on Radio Plus.
A life in motion is a life well lived. At every age and every stage, we help you do more of the things you love. To keep you moving, to keep you achieving, to keep you striving. At Aurora Healthcare, we make care easier and more accessible than ever.
Back here at Ray Dunn. Glad to have you along here this evening. It's fourth quarter, Justin. Mayville's got it. That was I think if we could have talked about the different scenarios in the fourth quarter, I don't know that we could have drawn it up any worse from a Cardinal perspective. Got to give Amherst a lot of credit. They forced a lot of those mistakes that Mayville made. But the ineligible man downfield, the interception, those are unforced errors.
Yeah, and the interception right after you get a pick of your own, too. That is a big-time momentum killer. I mean, you had a touchdown with Joe Promersberger. You have an ineligible man downfield, then you got a punt, and now on this drive, Amherst kind of rolling.
It's 2nd down and 7 from their own 48-yard line, And Nerdahl, the direct snap this time using Glodowski as a lead blocker, picks up another 3. It's 3rd down and 4.
A little bit of a different wrinkle from Amherst there. Direct snap to the running back, and does a great job following his blockers and staying patient. And most of the time he attacks the hole so hard that there's never really a chance for him to follow a blocker.
Just saw Coach Hilbert. What's going through his mind right now?
You have to find a way to get a stop on 3rd and 4, and you have to get somebody into the backfield to make a stop, because there's no way I don't give the ball to 5.
Glodowski, shotgun. There is the give to Nerdahl. He's stuffed in the backfield. It's Owen Stagger.
Colton Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Carpenter came off that edge, his shot out of a cannon, powers his way through. Amherst has got a punt.
There's the stop you were just talking about, Justin, and Mayville looks like they've gotten off the field. Got to be a little wary of a quarterback that's also the punter. It's you always a wrinkle that is potentially out there.
2 dangerous returners back for Mayville and Promersberger and Schneider. Haven't seen much of the return game from Mayville yet today.
Amherst spreads it out, obviously trying to get their coverage unit back down there and try to wrangle down Joe Promersberger. Here is Promersberger on the near side 20, out to the 25-30. Breaks the tackle out to the 33-yard line. Nice return by Joe Promersberger. And you've mentioned his name a couple of times. And big-time return there. Sorry, Justin.
No, that's what you needed right there from Mayville. You had to find a way to get a plus return there, especially with Promersberger or Schneider back there. Now, your offense has to find a way to bounce back. You lost your last drive. It was a touchdown. It was an eligible man downfield. But there's 10:20 to go, or 10 and a half minutes to go. Drain this clock. Take that big 7-8 minute drive that you've been able to do.
And they're having a discussion here. They're pointing up to the sky.
Oh.
I don't know if is that our drone up there? I don't know. It's not our drone up there. So we're not in trouble. I'll tell you what. That was a big stop. We just talked about it. Finally getting a little bit of momentum here. And the officials do not look happy that there is a drone up in the sky right now. 10:28 to go here. And so we'll see if someone can move the drone on the far side. We will start playing football when that happens. Not sure who would have made a big deal about that, but it was a big deal, and it's still right over the field is what it looks like. But that's all right. We are playing football yet again. 33-yard line is where Mayville starts this drive. The pitch, this time to Landon Baker. Baker, he is stuffed. And Amherst's run defense has been much better here in the second half, Justin.
A little bit of a wrinkle, too, from Mayville. They came out in the wishbone there with Promersberger far split out as a receiver on that far side. That was the look that they came out with a little bit earlier when they were coming in a quick set, just trying to get something going. But Amherst's defensive line has been winning, and their linebackers have been able to get through holes and make stops in the gaps.
So back to the wing tee here. Schneider and Promersberger, the two wings. Baker is back there. The pitch is to Baker. Going to try the left side this time. Baker picks up a couple. You'd like that on first down, perhaps, and not second down and long, but it's 3rd down and 7 upcoming for the Cardinals.
And this is just a down and distance that they tend to struggle with because it's hard to run a wing tee play out of 3rd and 7. You know it's probably a play action pass of some sorts coming here. So are you trying to find your tight end and drink wine? Are you trying to find Bronecki over there? Somebody's got to find a way to make a play here on 3rd and 7.
Here's the give to Promersberger. Misdirection back here near side. Tanner Schneider. He's got a seam, and he stumbles again. I'll tell you what, for being the home field, Mayville has certainly slipped more than Amherst has tonight, but it's a first down on that little misdirection. The hand to Promersberger. He pitches it to Schneider. First down, Mayville.
Yeah, that little wingback dive reverse, and they ran that a couple times against
Yes.
WIAA, and it worked very well. Haven't seen it yet today. That wrinkle comes out and picks them up a first down on 3rd and 7.
And we saw it last week as well on 4th down in one time, and then the other time was a 3rd down and long, like we just saw. So some big moments that has worked well for Coach Scott Hilbert. Here's Promersberger, far side, picks up 5. Excellent first down run for Joe Promersberger. It's 2nd and 5.
And let that clock tick, 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 tick if you're Mayville. Already almost 2 minutes already in this drive. And in the beginning of the drive, we said Amherst's defense has been adjusting to the run. And Mayville's adding a little bit of wrinkles into their offense, something a little bit different to throw different looks at them.
Nerdahl going to leave the field here for Amherst. Their best linebacker, their best defensive player overall, and looks kind of, throwing his arm around like he maybe had a stinger or something like that. Landon Baker up the middle meanwhile, and we'll see far side official had a first down. Now he stepped backwards, so it's going to be 3rd down and about half of a yard. Far side official couldn't decide where he wanted to spot it, so they go with the near side spot, and it is 3rd down and inches for the Cardinals. 4th quarter is brought to you by the Meeting Place, Mayville Golf Course. Tell you more about them in just a moment. 7:43 and ticking in this 4th quarter. We saw Mayville go on an 8+ minute scoring drive earlier in the game. That would be critically important right now. Here's Baker. He's got the first down. First down Cards down inside the 40, down towards the 35. He's stacked up there. Owen Stager coming in there and laying some wood trying to move that pile, and he doesn't he doesn't struggle to do that, does he, Justin?
No, especially when he comes in low like that, too, and he's pushing in the bottom of the pile. I mean, not many guys that are going to outlift Owen Stager. But again, there's your first down, and you're content picking up those 5 yards because you get more first downs, takes more time off the clock.
Nerdahl back out onto the field for the Amherst defense. The wings, Promersberger and Schneider. Schneider in motion this time. It's a keeper. Emerson Middlestadt dropped the football. It's on the turf. Amherst has it. Emerson Middlestadt has it slip out of his fingers, and the Falcons make the monster play here with 6:53 to go.
Yeah, just got wrapped up from behind by, I believe that was Jesse Blanker again, and just found his way to get a little bit of a finger on that football and ripped it out.
Good call on that. And then the recovery by number 50, Judah Cole. So it's Amherst football at their own 36, and my, oh my, how did that changes things here, Justin?
Now just under 7 minutes to go, and it's gut check time for the Cards. Your defense needs to make a stop.
First down and 10. Here comes Glodowski, Nerdahl, and company. It's Nerdahl, far side, stacked up by Landon Baker. He's going to lose a ton. Loses 2.5 on the carry. And I say a ton, well, that's what a ton is when you normally pick up 3, 4, or 5, which is what we've seen from Nerdahl here tonight. 2nd down and 10. Landon Baker nose to the football there.
And he's been relatively quiet on the defensive side of the football. Amherst has done a great job getting to the second level and taking him and Weston Teeters out of the play, but a great job by Baker to find a hole through the gap. Again, created by none other than Owen Stager. He follows right behind him, cuts into the gap, and makes a tackle.
Glodowski along with Nerdahl in the backfield. Glodowski going to run behind Nerdahl. He's got a massive seam. Here goes Glodowski. Can he be caught? Not by Middlestat. Not by Promersberger. Glodowski houses it. It's 66 yards, and it's a Amherst lead for the first time tonight.
What a run from Michael Glodowski. We talked about him before the game. We knew what we were going to get out of him. But, wow, he's been fantastic. And, again, Michael Glodowski breaks a couple tackles there. Big hole in the middle of the field. Runs through, a wimpy arm tackle. And you just can't have that against guys like this from Amherst.
So 20-14 on the Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard. And it looks like they're going to go for two. At least that seems to be the indication. No, they're going to kick it. They do have the block out there. So PAT time for Amherst. They've already missed one. And a massive, massive extra point here for the Falcons. Good snap, good hold, and this one looks good. It is. 5:59 to go in the ball game. Mayville faces a 7-point deficit. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with more right after this on Radio Plus.
Thank you for your continued support over the past 50 years. At Verhaeg's Furniture, we're honored to be voted by you to be one of the best mattress stores in the Fond du Lac area for 2024.
Our mission is to bring the finest in style, comfort, and quality to the Waupun area.
We've teamed up with amazing brands like Ashley, Lazy Boy, Best Craft, Marshfield, Best Home Furnishings, Mega Motion to offer you the best selection around.
Free delivery to Waupun and the surrounding area. See store for details.
Make your home a place you truly love with Verhaeg's Furniture Mart.
Jordan King, Justin Schwartzmiller with you here on Radio Plus Video Sports. 6 minutes with which to work for the Mayville Cardinals, who all of a sudden find themselves in trouble. Down by 7. Looked like they were on their way to taking their third lead of the ball game, Justin, and then they cough it up. Here's Tanner Schneider, catches the ball at about the 7-yard line. Schneider out to the 25, stacked up there. And that's where Mayville will start this drive. And as we've seen all night, Mayville going to have to go a long field.
Nice play from Judah Cole there. Again, wrapping up, sticking it to Schneider. But, again, we talked about Mayville needing a stop defensively. Well, now you got to go 75 yards, and you have 5:53 to do it. And if they're going to do it, they want to take all of the clock with it.
Yeah, they've given up touchdown runs of 74, 66, and then a 40-plus yarder to Nerdahl on top of that as well. Here is the keep for Emerson Middlestat. Middlestat right back at it. Here goes Middlestat. Middlestat's got a seam. He's to the far side, cuts back near side. Look out from behind. He's into Amherst territory, down to the 25-yard line.
And I talked about it before the game. You have to find a way to get Emerson Middlestat in space. Let him run the football. Put that little wrinkle in there. Here's that triple option play. They get the Baker up the middle. He does a great job reading. They're staying with the pitch man. Cuts back up the middle of the field. Flips the field entirely with a 50-yard run.
Wow, wow, wow. And how about there you go. Once again, we've said it all year long with Coach Hilbert, going right back to the guy who just made the mistake, say, I trust you. I got your back. Gives Middlestat another opportunity. He pays it off with the big-time play.
And now you're at the 25, and you want to try to kill some clock before you score.
Here's Baker. Baker straight up the middle, and this is going to burn some of that clock, as you mentioned, to pick up of about 3 down to the 22, and they're right on the edge of the red zone.
Not a whole lot of timeouts in this game. I never really thought about that.
The game's flown by.
Yeah, neither team burned a timeout in this second half, and you can see Coach Hilbert, he's taking his time, giving the play to Middlestat, just letting him, again, the patience here.
Yep.
You have to find a way to score, and if you want to score, if you're going to score, you got to score under 2 minutes because you can't give Amherst too much time, and you've already given up too many big plays defensively.
No doubt. And Amherst is going to have the wind behind them for a potential game-winning kick should it come to that. Long way away from that, that's for sure. Here is Schneider in motion. Give us to Baker. Baker tries the left side. Nice cutback from Landon Baker. And he's near the first down. Going to be just short. He needed the 15, and he got down to the 16.
And I wonder, I think when you get to about the 2.5 minute mark, that's if the ball's still in Mayville's hands and they haven't scored yet, that's when we'll see Amherst start burning timeouts.
Once again, Emerson Middlestat jogs to the sideline. Coach Hilbert must like his personnel because he's not running in Zitlow, not running in Kevin Keller, not running in any subs. He likes what they got out there right now with Drinkwine, Bernecki, the extra offensive lineman, and this wing T. Here's the give. It's Landon Baker. First down, Mayville, inside the 15 to the 14. So you had to get that on third down at least. And a fresh set of downs for the Cardinals.
And you can get a first down without a touchdown here. That's key. You can get another first down and kill some more clock. And got an update from Wapaka. We're also covering that game on Radio Plus. Gilman up 22-12 over Oakfield.
Ooh. Ray Spadoni onto the field. 225 comes out onto the field, replacing 190-pound Blinker. Here goes Middlestat, far side. He's got a chance out there. He's tripped up from behind. Guess who? Nerdahl out there on the edge, able to get his hand on Middlestat, and that was a big-time tackle.
Clock ticking.
Oh, check that. I apologize. Sorry there, Justin. I'm going to correct myself. Tyler Loken on the far side making the tackle. Excuse me.
Clock ticks under 2:50 now, and Amherst not using their timeouts yet. Mayville now just inside the 10-yard line, and I'm liking it. This drive was – we knew they had to find a way to get one big play, and I enjoyed the fact that they went back to Emerson Middlestat, and they're still giving them the football. That's trust from your coach right there.
No doubt. Dream scenario here in terms of time for Mayville, but they do have to score the football. Here goes Landon Baker. Nearest left side, he's stacked up after a pickup of about 2 down to the 9-yard line. They got to get down inside the 5, probably to the 4.5, it looks like is where that chain is resting. And so it's third down and medium. You got 2 downs to do it.
And third and medium, but I'll go back to that reverse play. Just your wing-back dive, simple reverse play, because there was all kinds of room on that play. You've run it one time. There's no way they're going to be ready for it.
I love it, Justin. Offensive coordinator Schwartzmiller up here in the booth. I like the call. We'll see. Here comes Promersberger in motion. It's going to be a give to Baker. Landon Baker up the middle, pushed ahead, and I think he's going to have it based on the near side spot. We'll see. It looked like they needed the 4.5. They got it down to the 4, and they're going to stop the clock. And it's a first down, Cardinals, inside the 5 at the 4. So 4 more chances for Mayville.
Now you're under 1:30. Clock will tick, tick, tick. Amherst's not going to burn that timeout now. I don't think anybody's going to burn any timeouts. This is a best on best. You got to get 4 yards in 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Mayville still taking their time. I don't mind that. I mean, you got to score in four plays regardless. That's not going to take you 1 minute and 15 seconds.
And Scott Hilbert's burning a timeout.
Play clock was winding down. It was under 3 seconds, and Hilbert uses the timeout. We're going to take it with him here. Back in 30 seconds on Radio Plus Video Sports.
PT Tire and Service has been at 301 East Clark Street in Brandon for over 20 years. The owners, Tony and Pam Sauer, are dedicated to their community and their customers. They serve the auto repair, tire, and wheel needs of customers in Brandon and the rest of central Wisconsin. We're on call 24/7 for roadside assistance and on the farm service for customers. For auto repairs, tires, and wheels, come see us in person or request a quote online. PT Tire and Service, you make the call and leave the rest to us. Call 920-346-TIRE.
We return on Radio Plus Video Sports. Jordan King, Justin Schwartzmiller, thanks for being with us this evening. Everyone is invited to enjoy delicious chef-created cuisine at the Mayville Meeting Place, located within the Mayville Golf Course. View the menu, specials, and upcoming events at themeetingplacemayville.com. The Meeting Place and Mayville Golf Course proudly support high school athletics.
First and goal, best on best with a minute to go.
Man in motion is Schneider. The give is to Baker. Up the middle, Landon Baker, touchdown Cardinals. It's his third of the night. He's got 22 on the season. And it looks like they're going to go for 2. I don't see Milsna out there anywhere. This is a gutsy call here, Justin. With 59 seconds left, Coach Hilbert wants to go for the win, wants no part in overtime. And here come the Wing T Mayville Cardinals from the 2.5, make it 3-yard line. Man in motion is Promersberger. It's Middlestat. Middlestat has a couple of men. The jump ball, it's knocked away. 2 Cardinals fought for it at the goal line. Schneider was there, as was Drinkwine, and I think they knocked it out of their own hands.
It was in the hands of either Drinkwine or Bronecki. I couldn't see it totally if it was 88 or 87. Tanner Schneider came up behind him and knocked him out of his hands. A gutsy play call. It was Drinkwine. It's in his hands, and Schneider knocked it out. It was 100% a 2-point conversion. Just ball was dropped, and now you're going to see an onside kick.
And 59 seconds left, and the Amherst special teams coach out there in the middle of the field. I didn't know you could have a huddle in the middle of the field, but there you go. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, they've done this on every kickoff. I had never seen it before.
Owen Milsna, it now rests on the very talented leg of Owen Milsna. He has had a great season. He's a very good kicker. Hands team out there for the Amherst Falcons. And it comes down to this. Mayville just has 2 timeouts left, so the game, by my calculations, would not technically be over, although it would be very, very difficult. There it is. It is caught. It's recovered. Mayville football. They're still alive. Went past 10 yards. That is the right call. And it was picked up right away by number 8. I have not called number 8, Dominic Schulke. Oh, my.
And is it right? Is it the right call? It is.
That
ball was picked up right at the 50. 59 seconds to go. Mayville just needs to get into field goal range for Owen Milsna. Now, remember, the wind is blowing from north to south. It has died down a little bit. The flag isn't moving as much as it was earlier.
Oh, my. You like drama? Welcome to Level 3 football. Here in Division 5 between the top-seeded Cardinals and number 2 Amherst. 59 seconds left, 2 timeouts for Mayville. Promersberger in motion. They're going to throw the football. Middlestat going to go deep. He's got Landon Baker. Baker comes back to the jump ball. He's got it. Baker's got a seam. Near side. Landon Baker. Can he get to the edge? He can. Baker. End zone. Touchdown Cardinals. You've got to be kidding me. It's going to be a personal foul, taunting penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Cardinals at the end of the play. But it is a touchdown.
Are you kidding me?
In the span of 14 seconds, Mayville missed a 2-point conversion, recovered an onside kick, and scored a touchdown. 49 yards from Emerson Middlestat to Landon Baker.
Unbelievable. We go play action and just kind of not paying attention. The quarterback from playing defensive back for Amherst just slips as he's trying to turn around, and it's a taunting penalty. And Mayville probably wanted to go for 2 here just to try to make it a 28-21 game. So interesting to see what they're going to do here because that's 15 yards.
And Coach Hilbert wants an explanation saying, are we not allowed to celebrate a touchdown? And he just gets, he was happy with the.
And I think this is actually goes on the kickoff, if I remember correctly.
Well, you can decide. You can have it on the extra point or the kickoff, so they're going to keep it on the kickoff. That's the right decision from Amherst, by the way. Oh, my goodness. Big 2-point conversion here, and Mayville's going to take a timeout. Let's take it with them, catch our breath up here in the press box, and we'll come back with more right after this.
dedication, training, giving 100%. Back in Action proudly supports high school athletes on and off the field. From physical and occupational therapy, pre- and post-orthopedic surgery, to work and sports injuries. The staff at Back in Action is trained and dedicated to you and your recovery. Your personal care plan starts with a visit to Back in Action in Fond du Lac, Kewaskum, Mayville, and New Holstein. Back in Action, getting you back in the game. BackinActionRehab.com.
My. Mayville decided to go for two with 59 seconds left in the game, Justin.
Unbelievable.
They miss it. They are down 21-20. The perfect onside kick from Owen Milsna. Dom Schulke gets on the end of it at it traveled about 10 1/4 yards. I mean, perfectly timed. And then on the first play, a 49-yard strike from Emerson Middlestat. Does anyone have a voice? I'm losing mine. I won't have it. If this goes to overtime, Justin's going to take you the whole way. Here's Landon Baker. He's stacked up. So there's still some hope here for Amherst to win this thing. And if you're a Mayville fan, you are saying 45 seconds is way too much time on the clock. 59 seemed so short a moment ago, and now 45 seems like an eternity from a Mayville perspective. And the Cards are that many seconds away from turning this thing into a level 4 season. But they're going to kick it from the 25-yard line after a 15-yard penalty for spiking the football, is what we heard from down on the sideline at the end of this Landon Baker touchdown reception. And how about Baker's ability to get his eyes downfield, Justin? Right after he catches this thing, he turns back into a running back.
100%. He finds a hole right away. He has to flip the hips and come back to the football, and he does. It's perfect. Jumps, makes the catch, cuts around one man.
Right there.
And uses his blocker. What a block on the outside. Just a little bit of a shove from Drinkwine to give enough space for Baker.
And then the power at the end of the run to get into the end zone. And, we just missed the end of that replay. He throws the ball in the air.
Oh, he spiked.
Did he?
Oh,
okay.
He spiked.
All right. Well, it looked like, maybe he recollected it. Here's Milsna. Line drive kick is muffed. Here's Glodowski. Going to keep it. Glodowski far side. Mayville has to make a tackle. They do. It's Brady Zitlow on the far side, along with number 68 on that far side, Jerry Bromley. The center on the coverage unit. Does not play defense, Jerry Bromley. Gets to focus on snapping the football and being a unanimous first-team all-conference offensive lineman. So that leaves 38 seconds. Did drain 7 precious ticks off the clock, but this explosive Amherst offense knows it can score quicker than that because they've done it twice tonight, Justin.
Yep, and you're going to have, you kind of have to throw the football. I mean, the running has worked, but you do have 3 timeouts if you're Amherst.
Glodowski in the pistol. Nerdahl behind him. Glodowski coming to the near side. Knocked away. Tate Drinkwine got his hand in the passing lane. They were looking for Sully Perkins, who has been mighty quiet tonight, as the passing game just has not been there for Amherst. 35 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, quick little RPO bubble screen. Fake the handoff. Throw it to the far side. Great job by the defensive end, Tate Drinkwine, getting his hand on it. I know we'd like to have that pick, but it's a great play, especially, now you keep Amherst, hold them back. 2nd and 10. They still got to throw the ball.
This time in the shotgun. Struggling to get guys set as they tick under 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Here is Glodowski. He's going to look down the field. He's got a couple of men running free down the near side. He's got a man, and number 24, that's Talon McCormick, who just turned twice and could not find the football wide open. And that was a defensive breakdown. Coach Scott Hilbert standing out there right now with his hands out wide. He can't believe it.
Yeah, and McCormick stumbled a little bit, too. That second spin, he caught his feet together with himself. It's a great throw by Glodowski downfield, just off the outside hand of McCormick.
And if he doesn't stumble, that hits him right in the breadbasket. He turned a couple of times too many. Glodowski, 3rd down and 10. Coach Scott Hilbert does not like what he sees. He spends his final timeout of the night. We're going to keep it right here. Obviously, if you're Mayville, you can't let anyone get deep on you like just happened. Coach Scott Hilbert going to get in there and I'm sure get after his guys to make sure there's no defensive breakdowns on the back end. Can't have that right now.
No, you can't. And Amherst, again, they have the size at the receiver position. Mayville's found a way to get 2 picks tonight. I mean, not that it will happen right now, but you have to find a way. Again, this is where Owen Stagger shows up. In plays like this, he's going to find a way to win at the defensive line position. The Carpenter, somebody's got to get in that backfield and force Glodowski to get the ball out of his hands faster than he normally does.
Probably got to have a spy somewhere out there as well for Glodowski and his ability to run. We just saw him rip off a big one, run of 66 yards earlier in this fourth quarter. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Pistol formation. Glodowski takes the snap. He's going over the middle. Has Perkins through his hands. And it is 4th down and 10. Hit Perkins right where you wanted to hit him. And Perkins could not pull it in. The leading receiver for the Falcons on a slant where they cleared it out with a couple of go routes. And Wes Teeters stumbled, tripped over his own feet, and it would have been a first down for Sully Perkins. Instead, it's 4th and 10. Here's the football game.
Too hot to handle. Ball was thrown pretty hard from Glodowski. Just hit Perkins in the hand.
He's got some sort of fastball, I tell you. There's Owen Stagger getting ready to rush. He's after the quarterback over the middle of the field. Jump ball. Tanner Schneider knocks it away. There are 3 timeouts for Amherst. The football game is not yet over. Mayville still needs to run offense with 19 seconds left to go, and Coach Scott Hilbert's got to be telling his guys that right now, I would imagine.
Yeah, you got to relax. It's a reset moment here. My thing is I think the ball stays in 24's hands. You got to have your most sure-handed guy with the football at all times. There's no putting the ball on the ground here. You have to find a way. You don't have to get – you relatively don't have to get the first down. You just have to kill this 19 seconds.
Good point. Some Amherst students leaving the field. I don't think they realize there's 3 timeouts for the good guys from their perspective. So 1st and 10 from the Amherst 44. How about 4 incompletions forced by Mayville that time with a little help from a couple of different receivers. Here is Landon Baker on the far side, picks up 4, and a quick timeout from Amherst. So that run gets it to the 40-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. And once again, we'll keep it right here.
That kills 5 seconds, right away. Every play is going to kill 3 to 5 seconds. A punt, basically you're trying to get it to where if they don't get this first down, you can just punt it out of bounds and kill the rest of the clock.
Yeah. You do not want Glodowski, Nerdahl, and company to touch the football offensively ever again tonight.
What a football game this has
my.
been.
It's lived up to the billing, Justin, and for those people that are just joining us, Mayville jumped out to the 7-0 lead. Amherst responds.
Missed the extra point?
Missed the extra point, 7-6. Mayville gets another one, goes up 14-6. That was our halftime score. Third quarter, all Amherst. They tie it up 14-14. And then we had all havoc break loose here in the final minute. We'll talk more about that in our postgame show, which is coming up next. Here is Landon Baker, and Baker picks up 2 yards, but as you mentioned, another 5 seconds drains off the clock. On a 2-yard pickup, it's 3rd down and 4 with 9 seconds left. I'll tell you what, we'll sneak 30 seconds in here. We're going to come back, and we will finish out the broadcast right after this. It's 26-21 Mayville on Radio Plus.
At Bernhardt Plumbing, true craftsmen are who we are. Providing customer satisfaction is what we do.
For new construction or remodeling projects, we cover the full spectrum of plumbing design, installation, and code compliance. Bernhardt Plumbing does it right down to the smallest detail.
Our experience with Bernhardt Plumbing has been absolutely fabulous. They are reliable, dependable, trustworthy, and professional.
Since 1954, a legacy of service, quality, and customer satisfaction.
When Mayville got this football back, there's another great shot at Coach Scott Hilbert I'd love to put one of those tracking watches on him to track blood pressure and heart rate over the last minute of game time, which has felt like it's taken about an hour of our lives, certainly taken years off the life of Coach Hilbert. Here is the give. Tanner Schneider, misdirection. Schneider forges ahead. First down, Cardinals, and they're on to level 4. They are sectional champions, and they will play in a state semifinal coming up next week. The headset is off. Coach Scott Hilbert. The clock ticks to 0. Mayville 26, Amherst 21. The students rush the field for their sectional champion Cardinals.
I like that. I like the coach's sound on the back up.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Scott
It's
Hilbert.
the right call. It is.
Coach Scott Hilbert getting his students out of there. Good idea there from Coach. All right, let's take a timeout. What a contest. 26-21 the final on the Brock Fleischer Real Estate scoreboard. And we're back with our post-game show. Don't go anywhere. Talk with Coach Hilbert, talk with a couple of players coming up right after this on Radio Plus.
Let me get you in this used car. There's a bunch of...
Yeah, that's what it feels like at most used car dealerships. Pushy sales tactics, pressure, and no peace of mind.
Schaefer Auto makes buying a car simple and safe with every vehicle inspected, backed by warranty options, and easy financing that fits your budget so you can get approved online and drive home with confidence. Schaefer Auto, no tackles, no pressure, just the right car for you.
Welcome to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
From tires and transmission, batteries and brakes, to engines and exhaust, the service experts at Mayville Tire are trained to keep your vehicles at peak performance. Whether you need routine maintenance or reliable repairs, you can trust Keith and his team to take care of you and your vehicle. Ask about free pickup and delivery, no interest financing, as well as commercial truck tire service. Find the service experts at MayvilleTire.com. Mayville Tire, honest mechanics, happy customers.
Rediscover the hometown lumberyard experience in your own backyard. Hi, this is Dave, third generation of the family-owned and operated Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira. I welcome you to experience what the hometown lumberyard has to offer. Better products, better advice, better service. From one O-ring to all the building materials to build a house, we had the products to get the job done. Hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, lawn and garden, automotive, bird, and so much more. Come experience what your hometown lumberyard has to offer. Lidke Lumber True Value in downtown Lamira, where the tracks cross Main, or online at lidkelumber.com.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Your dream space starts with quartz countertops from Quest Interiors. Whether it's your kitchen, bathroom, mudroom, or even a closet island, we custom fabricate one-of-a-kind surfaces that elevate every room. And the best part? We install many in as little as 1 week, quickly turning your vision into reality. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Brock Fleischer here with Homestead Realty. I know that buying and selling a home can be stressful. I'm here to help. Are you ready to sell? I have buyers waiting for a home just like yours. Are you looking to buy? I can sell any home that's on the market, and I'm here to get you pre-approved to purchase, along with finding the best loan and lender for your situation. I'll even go as far as arranging movers. For an easier real estate transaction, give me a call. Brock Fleischer, 920-960-0555.
Jordan King with you down here on the field at Ray Dunn. It's celebration time. They got the music going. The Cardinals are headed to level 4, the state semifinal. Coming up next week, we'll check their opponent later on here in the postgame show. We're going to talk with Coach Hilbert, going to talk with Emerson Middlestat, Landon Baker coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Justin, that last minute, I mean, the calls that Coach Hilbert made, they're indicative of a sectional champion.
I mean, you had 50 seconds to go, you go for 2, and then we talked about it. We said, I think they're going to go for 2, and they did. Didn't get it. Get the onside kick. What a play by the sophomore Dom Schelke to pick it up and then find a way. Big touchdown pass from 49 yards to Baker.
We'll let Coach Hilbert step in here. Coach, congratulations. Sectional champions, headed to level 4 yet again. Take me through the decision, going for 2. And then how about Owen Mills? You go for 2. He still had a role to play. He knew that. Could you have set out a better onside kick than what he gave you there?
No, you can't. Even a couple of those pass plays, that 2-point conversion, that should have been one. We did that. We just felt like we just weren't able to stop them. They're finding too many gaps, and unfortunately, our technology wasn't working so great. So we really struggled to make adjustments there. So we're like, if we score, we made up our mind when we were at the 20. If we score, we're going for 2 and go for the win. Yeah, Owen and his kick, he's been coming through with us all year. He hit that little fullback fly slipping out of the backfield, and Landon just fighting all the way down to get it. I'm just so proud of these kids. That's a heck of a win.
Dom Schelke able to get on top of that onside kick, but then they get the football near midfield. Up, this secondary has had a tough task the last couple of weeks. Some big-time receivers the last 2 weeks. What can you say about their ability to force 4 straight incompletions and get off the field, give you guys a win?
Yeah, well, I mean, we need a little bit of help there too. I mean, but we're still, breaking too late, and people are just blowing right by us. But I don't know, they're athletes too, and they recovered well, and they got down there and made plays on the ball.
Landon Baker, 3 touchdowns tonight. You mentioned his big play there on the, catching the ball and then turning back into a running back and making some plays. But another just monster night for. I want to ask you first about him, and then we'll get to Emerson in just a minute. But how about Landon Baker?
Landon. This year he hasn't been able to get more than about 15 carries a game. But we knew coming into the playoffs we're going to lean on him, and as long as he's working, we're going to stay with it. That kid has worked so hard. I've never had someone ask for the keys to the shed more than anyone in my entire life, because all he wants to do is go up there and work on his football skills and his craft. He wants this more than anybody. And when we get in tight spots like this, we lean on him.
Emerson Middlestat has the fumble, has it poked out of his hands. The very next play on your very next possession, he rips off a 50-plus yard run. Not the first time you've done this year. When a guy makes a mistake, you go back to him. What about his season gave you that confidence to say, hey, we're ride you?
Well, I mean, we roll on trust in our team, and we always say that. If you want to play on the game, be trustworthy. When we come here tonight on a Friday night, we need to trust each other and really lean on each other. And one mistake we're not gonna stop going through you. He's been the commander of our team all year, and we needed those option plays. They were really loading up on Landon. They were throwing bodies on the outside. We had to do it. And, he fumbled, but he came right back and made a play, as we expect.
Coach, sectional champs, level 4. Tell me how it feels.
Yeah, I mean, when this year started, I told these kids, I'm not putting a ceiling on this team. And they worked really hard, and they belong here.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we'll appreciate a couple of minutes from Coach. We'll get Landon Baker and Emerson Middlestat in just a couple of minutes. As we do, welcome Justin back in here. If he'll step back in, we'll just give you some final numbers here. Landon Baker, 168 yards rushing. Also had the big 54-yard 49-yard receiving touchdown. He had 54 yards receiving on the night. He ends up with 4 total touchdowns, 3 on the ground and 1 receiving. Emerson Middlestat, obviously all those passing yards going to Landon Baker. Tanner Schneider had 57 yards on the ground. Emerson Middlestat with 56. Joe Promersberger with 53. Here is Emerson Middlestat. Sorry, Justin. We're going to kick Justin back out, let Emerson get back in here. Emerson, you fumbled the football. Coach just told me this team is built on trust. He has to be able to trust you guys to be out there. He goes right back to you on that very next possession. You rip off a 50-plus yard run. Just what does his confidence in you mean in that moment, and then obviously paying it off with that big run?
It means everything. I fumble the ball, I mess up, and he gives me the ball right back, and I make a play, and I just got to make the play. That's all I got to do.
What's going through your head when the 2-point conversion, perfect ball, obviously miscommunication gets knocked away? When Owen's teeing that thing up for the onside kick, is there a kicker you trust more than Owen Mills now? I mean, come on now.
I love Owen. I've been with him a lot of times. I worked with him so much. He's come so far as a kicker. He used to be a soccer player, and now he's only a football player. He's a great kicker.
So you guys recover the onside kick. You still have a lot of work to do with 59 seconds left. Find this guy over the middle of the field, and then he turns right back into a running back, right? And then finds the way to the end zone. Talk about that play.
We've been working on it all week, and we just got the time to use it, and we made it happen.
On the other side of the football, last 2 weeks, this defensive secondary has faced some really tough receivers. The size of WIAA last week, the size of these guys tonight, the speed of their receivers. You knew this was a good passing team, over 1,400 yards coming in tonight. On that key final possession, you guys held them 0 for 4 passing. What does that say about this defensive secondary?
Well, we got lucky a couple of times, but it's just miscommunication and knowing what we got to do. We know we can make the play. We just got to know where to be.
Level 4 bound sectional champs. That's got to sound pretty good, huh?
It does. It feels great.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Let Landon slide in here. Landon, 4 total touchdowns tonight, 3 on the ground. When that ball's in the air on his way to you from Emerson, what's going through your mind? You got to come back to it. It's a jump ball. You're probably going to get hit. What's going through your brain?
You got to make a play there, and that's got to be in your head. I just knew I had to go up and get the ball, and I turned around, and there's a bunch of green grass, and it just, I don't know. There was nothing stopping me. I don't know. I'm sorry. Big night for you tonight on the ground. Coach said, a lot of times this season, it can give you more than 15 touches in a game because you guys were blowing everybody out. Yeah. Knew that coming into the postseason you were going to get a lot of work, right? Just what has been your mindset coming into the postseason here and facing probably as tough a road as any to get to a level 4? Well, it's going to be tough, but when you have a line like I do on both sides of the ball, I just got to worry about hitting my gaps. They're gonna get me 5-4 yards every play. Occasionally we get hit in the backfield, but I mean that really doesn't happen that often. And it's just, my mindset is just do what I can do because they're fighting their asses off for me, and I gotta pay them back.
Is it fun coming out here playing against a guy like Nerdahl, a guy where it feels like you guys are going back and forth like a boxing match? Just talk about getting to play against a tremendous athlete like that. Glodowski, their quarterback, tremendous athlete as well. You guys just found a way to make a play, right?
Yeah, it's always nice to get some competition. Those two are some great players. Aiden is a great running back. He's tough to take down. He hits holes and he's fast. And their quarterback, he can throw all over the field, and we saw that on film. And we had to respect that, and it's nice to kind of be battle tested because now moving on, I don't know if we're going to see a better back than Aiden.
Last one for you. I'm going to ask you the same thing when Owen's teeing that ball up. You never think it's likely that you're going to get an onside kick, but he's been so big for you guys. Made a ton of kicks over the course of the year. Very good kicker. And then how about Dom Schulke to get on the end of that, huh?
It's just our team is built on trust, and, it was kind of sad to see that ball drop in the end zone, but you always know with this team we have a shot, and we never give up, and that's what makes this team so special, and it's great to play with. It's great.
Radon's pretty special on nights like this.
Oh, it's amazing. The turnout for the crowd is great. They're loud. They support us, and it's just amazing.
Congrats on the win. Appreciate it. Good luck. All right, that's Landon Baker. Appreciate a couple of minutes from him, from Emerson Middlestat, and from Coach Hilbert. Justin, some final notes here tonight. There were so many key plays throughout the course of the game that are going through my mind, and they're all erased.
by the last minute of the contest. Coach Hilbert decides that they're going to go for 2. Just didn't think that they could stop them. They don't get it. Good play call, just not quite the execution they needed. They get the onside kick. Landon Baker, big play. I mean, there's just so many names that you could come up with. Middlestat, Baker, Schulke, Milsna. The list goes on. And we're not even talking about the big uglies up front, the Jerry Bromleys, the Owen Staggers, the Berneckis, Carpenters of the world. Those guys had great nights too.
Yeah, you go up and down the list, see, you can't not mention Landon Baker every night, but how about a sophomore stepping up? And I just had a chance to talk with Coach Decker. They work on onside kicks every week, and you go back and look at that onside kick. You can see the middle of the field was wide open. Dom Schulke had a full lane to get to that football. That was planned if they got to that situation, and it was executed perfectly.
And then you got to get it done, though. I mean, we were talking about it up in the booth. You get the onside kick. Okay, that's the hard part. But then you still got to go 49 yards in about 55 seconds. Well, took them one play.
Yeah, and again, passing the ball. And Mayville passed a little bit more than we normally see them throw the ball today. But again, they're finding ways to get the ball to their athletes. Baker gets out, just runs a little seam route, comes back to the football, and makes a couple guys miss because that's what he does.
You know, Coach Hilbert had to go for 2 because he felt they couldn't stop the offense. That was Aiden Nerdahl and Michael Glodowski. Final numbers on them. Nerdahl, 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 9.4 yards per carry. And I know he left it out here tonight, the junior did. Him limping around in the second, holding his arm. I mean, he battled here tonight. Got to give him a ton of credit. Michael Glodowski, 104 yards rushing and a touchdown. He only threw for 8 yards, 2 for 8 with 2 interceptions tonight for Michael Glodowski. And you got to give Mayville a ton of credit in that back end. And again, Coach Scott Hilbert said it. Middlestat said it. They got lucky a couple of times, too. Had some passes go through the hands of Amherst players. But there's also plays that they made on the back end, couple of picks, couple of batted balls in that last series as well.
Yeah, there was, I mean, if you're looking at Glodowski's numbers, in the throws that he made, you can say most of he's 2 for 8, but he probably should have been 7 for 8 because every throw he made was right on the money. And a couple of them, I mean, the arm strength from Glodowski was shown off a lot tonight. He can zip the ball around, and we thought coming into the night that it was going to be a problem for Mayville, but they found a way to make Amherst keep the football on the ground.
Total yardage for Landon Baker, if we add it up in our heads real quick, 222 yards for Landon Baker. He had all 4 touchdowns for Mayville tonight. 57 yards for Tanner Schneider, 58 for Emerson Middlestat, 53 for Joe Promersberger. You know, what a game, Justin. I mean, what can you say about getting to be here at Ray Dunn on a night like this? I just asked the guys. It's such a special place. You could feel the electricity when you got here tonight. When I rolled in to the parking lot, you could just feel it. And I'll tell you what, we were treated to a show.
You feel different every time you come here. We say it every week, but for those seniors, those 2 guys right there with Middlestat and Baker, what a way to end your career at Ray Dunn. What a fantastic way to end a career at your home field, which to me is one of the best in the Flyweight Conference and this regional area.
No doubt about it. Once again, scoring for you tonight. Mayville and Amherst went back and forth to a 14-14 tie. It started with a Landon Baker 24-yard touchdown run. Responded Aiden Nerdahl, 74 yards for the touchdown. Landon Baker then got a 1-yard touchdown, and then Nerdahl found the end zone again, 43 yards in the third quarter. Heading to the fourth, it was 14-14. Scoring in the fourth started off with Amherst, 5:59 to go. Glodowski ran for 66 yards to give Amherst that 21-14 lead. It felt like an uphill task for Mayville at that point. They score with 59 seconds left, decide to go for 2. They miss it. They're down by a point. Their season's over, right? Owen Milsna comes out onto the field. Onside kick recovered by Dom Schulke. The rest, as they say, is history. Landon Baker goes 49 yards on the pass from Emerson Middlestat, and Mayville wins this one, 26-21 on the Brock Fleischer Insurance scoreboard. Brock Fleischer Realty scoreboard, Postgame show has been brought to you by Metalcraft of Mayville. Justin, final thoughts as we look ahead. We don't have the numbers in. We don't know Lake Country Lutheran and New Glarus. Don't have a result from that just yet. as we look ahead to level 4, the state semifinal, this Mayville team, Coach just said it, there's no cap on how good this team can be.
And the last 2 weeks, these are two very good teams that they beat. And Amherst gave them everything they could. WIAA gave Mayville everything they could. The way I look at it, this team, they're showing resiliency. They've won in multiple different ways in these last 2 weeks. They're finding ways to win, get the football down the field different ways than they had been all season long.
That's going to do it for us tonight. What an unbelievable game. This game had it all. It had lead changes. It had an onside kick. It had big-time plays from both sides, and just a tremendous football game here tonight. One fitting for a sectional final. 26-21 is the final score. Mayville wins it. The postgame show has been brought to you by the Metalcraft of Mayville. Want to thank all our sponsors up and down the line. Want to thank Coach Hilbert, always setting us up here with the best amenities here at Mayville High School. Want to thank all of you watching at home. Thanks to our great crew here. Josh had 5 cameras to choose from tonight. He did a great job up there punching buttons. Want to thank Justin as well. I'm Jordan King saying so long. What a game here at Ray Dunn. Mayville wins it 26-21. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks to our Radio Plus Video Sports sponsors.
Edward Jones, Integrity Saw and Tool, Bauer Chiropractic, Bondi Family Dental,
Sargento Cheese, Lens Truck Center, Right Way Home Improvement, Taco Bell,
Addison Jones Real Estate, Holiday Automotive, Quest Interiors, Wisconsin Lighting Lab,
BCI Burke, Marion University, Fox Valley Savings Bank, Musa Sheet Metal,
Coal, Oil and Propane, Dufresne Moving and Storage, Marco Tax Service, Winnebago Lutheran Academy,
Bob's Pizza, AirTech, Silica for your home, The Wellness Way,
Fond du Lac Credit Union, Roush Insurance, Scotty's Auto Works, St. Mary Springs Academy,
Bristol Morgan Bank, New Medical Center, Verhaeg's Furniture Mart, Hopper's Silk Screen and Embroidery,
Smith Builders, National Exchange Bank and Trust, Brad Tagliapietra, American Family Insurance Agent, the Everson Law Office,
Michaels Corporation, Aurora Healthcare, Vogel Family Dentistry, Anders Auto Parts, Schaefer Auto, Keller Buildings,
Sir Rauer Family Dental,